good guy themselves into Coach Luke Salmons. Dave Cox along with you here. Burley Foley tonight. Burley, we're about 30 minutes away from kickoff tonight. Got on a few minutes early. We're going to try to get a word with Coach Salmons prior to the game down on the field. But, this is a good rivalry, if you will, a very, localized game between these two teams. Whitley County started off the season very nicely, beat a good Knox Central team. To begin the season. They didn't drop 6 in a row since then. Kind of in a little bit of a tailspin. I'm looking at their numbers now. They look like they've got a maybe 25 kids. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, they don't have very many kids. I was trying to count them. I got up to 28, but that's, for a 4A team, that's not very many football players. Matt is a good coach. He has a good player in D. Parker. It is a rivalry game. It's your neighbor. We talked about that when we played North Laurel. It's a game. These kids go to the movies together. They see each other at festivals, and et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, the biggest, most important thing about it is a district game. You got to win these. It helps you with your seeding, who you play, where you play. And so they're very, very important games. And you can bet on one thing in this game. Corbin's heavily favored, but Whitley County will come out and they'll play hard.
Well, they will play hard. And you mentioned D. Parker. I've heard about that kid for a couple of years now. He's carried the ball 95 times this year, 897 yards. So rushed for basically 900 yards. He's got eight touchdowns. He's caught 10 passes. He's also good. He's also thrown 14 passes on the year, completed half of them. He's kind of the do-it-all guy for Whitley County. But I think he's kind of would you describe him more of a scat back as opposed to a power back? He's got a lot of speed and hits the hole pretty quickly.
He does. He's got top end speed. When he gets in the open, most times in this part of the state, he's going to score. But I saw him play about 3 times now. Every time I see him, he's not a real big kid. He's fast. He's tough. I mean, he will run inside if he has to. And he's competitive. I really like the kid. I hope somebody takes a chance on him and gives him a shot at the next level because he's a quality football player.
Yeah, watching him warm up, we don't get and I should be able to find that somewhere, but I haven't been able to as of yet, the heights and the weights of the away teams. But now he looked to me to be maybe 5'10", somewhere around 180. Is that fair?
I would guess that's really close. He plays bigger than that, though. He does. Knox Central, I saw them the first game of the year play Whitley. Whitley won the game, and Knox Central, the one thing about every football team they have is they're going to hit you, and they hit him pretty good, but he had over 350 yards that night in what was really, I called it a runoff between he and Sizemore, and he got the best of it that night. And Whitley went on to win the game. But since then, I don't know if they've had injuries or what the issue is, because I know it's not Matt's coaching ability, but they've just not played very well since then.
Well, Whitley County really a strong athletic school. You look at their girls basketball, really good, volleyball, really good, baseball, incredible, state championship recently. Boys basketball coming on. Girls basketball is always good. They've got a state championship in their history as well. So the football's been kind of the one thing that has been the hardest for them to get going at Whitley. And they've had some good teams, but it's never been able to be real consistent. And I guess maybe the numbers, Burley, and we've mentioned the issue sometimes with county schools, sometimes having transportation issues and that type of thing. But you would think with all the success they've had in their other programs, you would think that perhaps that the football at some point in time is going to turn it around.
It has lagged behind the other sports. Volleyball is another one that they've had a lot of success with. I've followed football and this end of the state for a long time, and Dudley Hilton proved that county schools can be recognized across the state. They can win state championships and they can have quality football teams, and he once again has another great team. Whitley's in a similar situation. It's a big county. It may be a transportation issue or whatever the issue is, but it takes a signature win or something to get you going, to get you over that hump, and they really haven't been able to do that as of recent. When Mike Campbell was there, Mike had some really good teams.
He
They got in the playoffs and went pretty deep. He did a fantastic job, but they got kids and they got athletes. We've seen them, as you mentioned, in every other sport. I really thought when Matt got down there that he might be an answer to get them back playing. to at least the level that Coach Campbell had them playing at. But you know, again, as things go, it's about wins and losses. And I'm go back to the game I saw. When I saw them, I thought, boy, they probably have a pretty good year. But I'd like to see Matt do well, not tonight, but again, they're our neighbor. They're going to play hard, but I don't think they're going to have the punch to stay with Corbin tonight.
Well, you know, you mentioned Mike Campbell, and you're right. That probably did not give the football team at Whitley justice because for those years, because they were very competitive during that time.
Yeah, and Mike had some good teams.
He did.
He did. He was a good coach. And,
yes.
He's a good fellow.
He absolutely. And like I say, he's a guy that kind of had things going that way for a short time. But we're going to hang on to it here. 24 minutes on the clock. We're going to try to do our best to get Coach Salmons on the radio here before the ball game. A little quick pregame thing. The Hounds are gathered up in their end zone now, huddling up around their coaches. I think they're about ready to exit the field. So we'll be looking for Aliana here just in a second to see if she can grab Coach Salmons. Whitley County has already left the field back underneath the new locker room for the underneath the new press box, I should say, in the visitors' locker room, which is new as well. So I think they're going to try to get Coach Salmons over there as they're leaving the field. Sometimes he's kind of a slippery guy down there. He'll get in the middle of those players and just herd right in with them.
It's not because he's small. He's a big cat.
Yeah, there's some big cats around him right now too. But we're looking to see. I'm trying to see if they've got a microphone to him just as of yet, but I don't.
Thinking he's making his way over there now.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, I'm going to be sure and get her up there. And all right, we'll go down to the field to Aliana. She is with Coach Salmons right now. Take it away, Aliana.
How you doing?
Hey, Coach, how does it feel to be back at home tonight coming off your big win against Harlan last week?
Oh, it's great. Anytime you're at home and playing at Corbin, it's a special thing.
What do you feel are the most prominent strengths of this team, and what are some areas that still need improvement?
Well, you always got to improve, but I think the kids have gotten better every week, and that's our goal, to get better each and every week. They had a great week of practice, and they're getting better every week.
What are some challenges that you see in facing Whitley County tonight?
I mean, it's always a rival game. It's close to each other. The kids know each other, so we always got to keep our composure and just play football.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you, Aliana. Again, I think that's one thing, Coach, that we had not mentioned is sometimes in these games they do know one another, and tempers tend to flare, and you certainly don't want to if you're either team, but you certainly don't want to see any of that kind of stuff happen because now I think it's if you get dumped, if you get kicked out of the game, it's an automatic suspension.
Yeah, these are district games. We have another one next week, so you wouldn't want to lose anybody. But I know the character of both these coaches. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I really don't. Sometimes if you let it go a little bit, it'll get out of hand. It's a rival. They're approximately 14 miles away from each other. They go to they bowl together. They go to movies together. They hunt together. But now they got to play football against each other.
Well, again, that's kind of the beauty and the curse, if you will, of so many teams being so close together. And a lot of times, you're adjacent to a school, but you're in a different class, so it doesn't make any difference. But Whitley and Corbin seem to be very close to the same size and have been for a good bit. We've said it for 7 weekends in a row now, Coach, and 8 if you want to count our open week. But we are blessed with beautiful weather again tonight. I'm seeing the sunset over here on the right. It's an absolute beautiful evening here. Perfect football weather. It's
been phenomenal. The days are warm enough, and the nights have just a little bit of crisp air, and we're just blessed to have these on football nights because at this point in the year, I've sat through some pretty good rainstorms and some wind. We haven't had that yet.
Well, a very busy night in high school football across the Commonwealth. We're going to come back and talk to Burley about those games that are going on tonight, maybe get some predictions, and in the morning on the water cooler, we'll see how accurate he actually was. About 20 minutes before we kick things off here from Campbell Field, Corbin and Whitley County set to do battle here just shortly, so hang around. We're going to get some sponsor time in, then we'll be back to Campbell Field. Stay with us. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's Oktoberfest at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. That's right, folks. Everything in the store, $4.99 and up, is on sale. How much, you might ask? It's $100 off everything in this entire store that's $4.99 and up. You want one piece, two piece? We don't care. You buy 10 things, you're getting $1,000 off. Folks, that's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, where the deals are not going to stop this fall. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. That way, we're here when you need us. We're even open on Sunday from 12 to 5. We got 12 months same as cash financing. If you need it, folks, we even deliver. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Built to win, born from championship DNA, Honda's 2026 CRF competition lineup is here and engineered to lead. That includes the race-proven CRF 250R and 450R, factory-tuned RWE models, and the Enduro-ready RXs. Whether you're chasing whole shots or single tracks, there's a Honda CRF made to dominate. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and ride red on a Honda built to win. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda motorcycles are for riders 16 years and older.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver headed from Smoky Bear's Barbecue over to the big Corbin football game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bear's is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, the best burgers you can find, and ridiculous salads.
You aren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bear's runs out of food.
Attention all units requesting backup at Smoky Bear's Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bear's Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and all your catering needs. Dine in, carry out, order online, and DoorDash.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
All right, back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you here field side, just about ready to kick things off. We're now about 15 minutes away, not quite as ready as all that, but it looks like we're going to be here tonight. A little bit of an extended halftime coming your way, by the way. It is homecoming here at Campbell Field, so we'll have a little extra time to talk things over here at the break. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on throughout the state, Coach. It's starting to crystallize the playoff pictures and the teams that are going to be pretty good. We're starting to see most of the teams actually getting into the district play. So let's kind of run through this list of teams and kind of let everybody know what's going on out there throughout the state, because we've got some really good games. First of all, Frederick Douglass is at Bryan Station.
Yeah, I like Frederick Douglass in that one. Although Bryan Station has played better since they played us. They've won some games. They got a great player in Barber. but I don't think they can match up with Frederick Douglass.
Harlan City is at Lynn Camp. I would think a very winnable game for Lynn Camp.
I like Lynn Camp in that one. Brian Williams, the coach over Harlan County, they've struggled this year. I don't know that they've won a game maybe, but I like the local guys in Lynn Camp in that one.
Johnson Central is at Greenup County. Probably not much competition tonight for the number one team RPI-wise in 4A, Johnson Central.
No, I think Johnson Central's next test is going to be Ashland, and I think maybe that's the last game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So, kind of looking forward to that.
Knox Central and Clay County, two teams that know one another very well, usually from the hard court in basketball, but play every year in football as well.
Knox Central's playing better. They've got a little bit of a win streak going. They beat a really pretty good Hazard team. I like Knox Central in that one. Clay has they looked okay early, but not played very well as of late.
Lexington Catholic is at Bardstown.
I like Catholic. Bardstown, a few years ago was in the semifinals of the state, but I like Catholic. They beat Boyle. They've got a good football team.
Well, you mentioned Boyle. Lincoln County's at Boyle. Lincoln County, a pretty good football team. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with Boyle, but Lincoln County team is kind of under the radar a bit and play pretty good football.
Well, they got a great coach over in Crutchfield. He's was a nice player at Garrett County. He's a good coach. Gave us all we wanted a few years, but they're no match for Boyle.
Madison Central at GRC, George Rogers Clark.
I like Madison Central. George Rogers Clark they lost to Bryan Station by a field goal last week, right at the end of the game. So they're playing better. GRC had a little bit of a rough go in the beginning. Madison Central's pretty good, and they're rated in the top 25 in the state.
I'm going to take just a short break and tell everybody what's going on out here at halftime. This is the induction of the Corbin Hall of Honor, which is kind of the academic business side of the Corbin Red Hound Varsity Club Hall of Fame. These are folks with two criteria to get selected into the Corbin Hall of Honor. One that you've a graduate of Corbin who went out and done well in your chosen field. You've reached the pinnacle of your chosen field. Or number two, you could be somebody that moved in here, not a graduate of Corbin, but have done great things for this district. One of those two things tonight, Kim and Lisa Cleary going in. Certainly, they're both of those folks have done tremendous things for this school system in this district. Not Corbin graduates, but they certainly have brought a lot of value to this district. Ann Hacker, longtime teacher, you and I both had her in school, Barley, and then Greg Daniel, a young man that you played football with, and one of the leading veterinarians in the southeastern United States. Greg's not here tonight. I had a chance to talk to him on the phone earlier in the week. He did not make it in. He had to be in Washington to present something. But at any rate, those are the four inductees, and they're on the field with new Superintendent Travis Wilder and the Board of Education now being recognized.
All quality people, and the beautiful thing about this is to recognize Corbin High School beyond and deeper than athletics. And I think that's really special to be able to do that. I go back through the years, Roger Eaton, a musician, and just on and on, the varsity club that started the program to help fund athletics here. There's just been a really broad, diverse group of folks that have been put into that.
Gail Frederick, Bobby Goins,
yes.
Ed McNeil. This is the fourth class, and it's kind of unique the way the board set this up. And I know a little bit about this because I was able to work with Todd Childers on this pretty closely when I was with the school system. But they select 4 members each year, and they take those from nominations from the community, and then the board makes that decision. So certainly 4 well-deserving folk out there right now.
No question about it. All of that, their mark here. If Miss Hacker survived you and I, she probably deserves a little extra award.
Let me tell you what. We were talking the other day. I go to church in Miss Hacker, so I see her very regularly. But we were talking about what I learned in her class, and I said, "Here's what I remember learning. There's 120 counties, and we had to memorize every one of the county seats. You remember that?"
I still don't know them.
I got about 90 of them back then, I think. But at any rate, great people, and I really. The last thing I'll say about this particular group is I really thought it was pretty special that Kim and Lisa got to win together. They are not Corbin graduates, but I'm going to tell you, they have brought so much to this district. I mean, how many hundreds of kids and and teachers and coaches that they have worked with and taken care of over the years, generally speaking, at no charge.
Yeah, and they want no recognition for it. They're just wonderful people. Kim used to open the clinic down there on Saturday mornings, and he since has retired from that profession. He's a physical therapist, but kids would go there at no charge, and there'd be 8, 10, from all sports, not just football, whatever sport or whatever injury.
Cheerleaders, dance, whatever.
Yes, absolutely. And hey, come on in, and we're going to try to make you better. He made our community better.
Well, they have, and I'm looking at the big screen right now. They've got them both on the screen right there. That's a very touching picture with he and Lisa both going in together. And really, I was like say, this was one of the last things that I worked on before I left, and I'm really happy that I got to do that. So I called Lisa and I said, "Hey, I need some help because I know Kim's not going to want to do this."
I guarantee you that.
And she said, "Well, I don't know." So, but she didn't know that she was going in. She thought that I was just going to try to get her to convince Kim to it. And I said, "Actually, Lisa," I said, both of you been selected." So that was one of the highlights of my last year there. But 4 good people, and certainly glad that they're in there. We're going to pause just for a break. We're just about on time for the national anthem. So we'll pause and we'll come back and finish going over the rest of the games going on throughout the Commonwealth. Still about 10 minutes before we kick off here from Campbell Field. Stick around. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's Oktoberfest at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. That's right, folks. Everything in the store $4.99 and up is on sale. How much, you might ask? It's $100 off everything in this entire store that's $4.99 and up. You want 1 piece, 2 piece? We don't care. You buy 10 things, you're getting $1,000 off. Folks, that's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, where the deals are not going to stop this fall. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. That way, we're here when you need us. We're even open on Sunday from 12 to 5. We got 12 months same as cash financing. If you need it, folks, we even deliver. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Ready to start the fun? Honda CRF trail bike lineup is built for riders of all ages and sizes. Start small with the beginner-friendly CRF 50F, step up to the electric start 110F, or go bigger with the CRF 125F, available in standard and big wheel versions. They're rugged, reliable, and built for off-road fun. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 US Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and get the whole family riding with Honda CRF trail bikes. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda off-road bikes are recommended for riders of appropriate age and skill level.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver headed from Smoky Bear's Barbecue over to the big Corbin football game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bears is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, the best burgers you can find, and ridiculous salads.
You aren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bears runs out of food.
Attention all units requesting backup at Smoky Bears Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bears Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch.
All right, back at Campbell Field. Dave Cox, Burley Foley with you here field side. About 5 minutes on the clock before we kick things off. A nice presentation from the Hall of Honor. Again, Greg Daniel, Kim and Lisa Cleary going in tonight, Coach, as well as Ann Hacker. And I just think this is probably to me that's one of the things I think that it's been going on for 4 years now that kind of adds to the added value to the community. Some of these folks. They're not always local. Greg, for example, he's in Virginia right now. Spoke to him last week when he said he wasn't going to be able to make it. He was one of the leaders in veterinary oncology in the nation, and pretty impressive. He was the interim president of 2 different veterinarian schools in Virginia.
Well, Greg's from a long line of doctors. That entire family, very, very intelligent. Dr. Bill, his brother, who was a radiologist at the hospital, may still be. I don't know. I hadn't broke anything in a little while.
I think he's retired now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But his father was also a doctor, and then Greg following right in those footsteps is an animal doctor, which I think's very, very.
Well, sister Terry too.
Important, yes, and Terry as well. But just a very, very highly educated family, and Greg carried on. I think the youngest of the family was a teammate of mine, just a great human. Was a veterinarian at the Knoxville Zoo at one time.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, which I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah. That was early in his career. But one thing about whatever Greg did, he was going to be the very, very best at it.
I was telling him a funny story that you had shared with me when we were on the phone a few days ago. That because he had mentioned that I'd missed his phone. He'd missed the phone call when I called him. He said I was out riding my motorcycle. And I said, well, Bertie told me a funny story about you riding a motorcycle. He said you were complaining one day that your parents only let you ride your motorcycle on your driveway. And Bertie said, well, your driveway's longer than my street. It's about a mile-long driveway that they lived on up there on Gordon Hill. But a great guy. And again, congratulations to all 4 of the Hall of Honor inductees here tonight. But we'll finish up these other games at halftime. We're just about ready to go here, Coach. Is there and again not to be disrespectful to anybody, y'all, but is there any universe that you can think of now where Whitley will be competitive in this game tonight?
We would have to turn it over. They'll have to turn us over, and they'll have to turn us over pretty regular, I think. They've got a really nice player. I'm here to tell you this. D. Parker is a good player. If he could get out of the gate, get a couple of scores, get us in a little bit of a panic mode, I don't think that's going to happen. We're heavily favored for a reason. It looks like their numbers are down. I'm always for Matt Reimer, but to answer your question, no, I just don't see it. I just don't think that they can. But my son reminded me last night we were up at North Laurel playing the regional finals in soccer, and I asked him what our chance was. As North Laurel, was won the region last year and beat us pretty handily earlier in the year. He said, well, the Americans beat the Russians. So
well, that was me that said that to you.
Was it you?
That was me, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I want to take credit for that. That one just popped out of my mouth there, and I wasn't even thinking about saying.
Okay.
But to your point, it was a good game though.
It was an excellent game. Corbin's girls hung right in there. They played extremely hard. It was only 1-0 at halftime. North's a very good team. I don't want to take anything away from them, but I was really, really proud of the Corbin girls soccer for their effort.
Well, I know that you've made a great effort to go watch Jersey play. Almost every game. I don't know if you missed it or not. None that I know of, but you've told me multiple times that they've improved throughout the year.
They did. The first game I was at, I thought, ooh, doggy. But Hannah, Coach Goins did a miraculous job with them. Only
Pretty young too, right, Coach?
4 good seniors, but hopefully going to reload here and fire back on them next year.
Well, speaking of that, Coach, tomorrow morning on the water cooler, we'll be on the air from 9 until 10 in the morning with our local sports show. We'll talk to Coach Salmons as we usually do. Burley will discuss tonight's game and what's upcoming for the Red Hounds. But then we're also going to have a special guest on in the second half of the show tomorrow. Athletic Director Taka Wilson is going to be with us, going to catch us up to date, Coach, on everything going on with all of the sports that are competing here in the fall, where everybody's at in their playoff scenarios, and what we can hopefully look forward to coming down the road just a little bit too. Tackett's a guy that one of the hardest working guys that I know, and he is he's a former state trooper. Everybody knows that, and he's, to use their term, he is absolutely squared away, and so he's going to be there in the morning at the station with us. So we'll get him on probably sometime around 9:30. So if you want to hear anything about the other sports, Tackett was going to catch us up on all of that in the morning on the water cooler from 9 until 10 tomorrow morning.
Well, a lot of sports going on now at Corbin. Back when you and I went to school, right after the Civil War, there was football, baseball, and basketball. But now, I don't know. You probably know the number. How many varsity sports are involved at Corbin now?
Oh, I don't know. We've got everything from bass fishing to esports. The first year we had an esports team, and Steve Jewell was instrumental in starting. They said some of these kids that are really, really good at this. There were scholarships available, and that's kind of the litmus test for Steve. When Steve was the principal there, and Mr. Crawford before them, and now Shannon Dixon. But if kids can get a scholarship in it, they were willing to give it a whirl. But the first year that we had esports, we had a kid that made it all the way to the finals of the state and played at Rupp Arena, I think in NBA 2K or something like that. So at any rate, certainly a lot going on, and we're gonna tap into Tackett's knowledge tomorrow for all that. So we're just about ready to kick it off. Whitley County dressed out in their white uniforms, trimmed up in red and black. Corbin in their home red uniforms, silver headgears, and they're going to receive the football first. Whitley's going to kick it away. I did not notice who won the toss, but my guess would be that if Whitley had won the toss, they would have asked for the ball. So I'd say Corbin won the toss, and Red Hound's going to get it first. Persons back deep as well as E-Step on the far side, standing at about their 15-yard line.
I think we're relatively healthy for this game. I know Malachi Zachary was banged up and did not play last week. We asked Coach Salmons about that, and he said he was going to play. So the Red Hound's healthy and ready to go.
All right, teed up on the 40. High end-over-end kick. It's going to be a short one. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it will bounce at the 40-yard line out of bounds. Now, my understanding of the rule here, Coach, and you can clarify this for me, if it goes out of bounds in front of the 35-yard line, you get to take it right there, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so it's going to go out of bounds at right at the 40. So first and 10 for the Hounds from the 40-yard line. Pretty good crowd on it. Actually, a much better crowd with fall break being next week. I didn't know what the crowd would be like, but Whitley County has traveled very well, and the Corbin side's pretty much full as well.
Well, you got fall break, and you got all the fall Halloween stuff going on, so it is nice to see Corbin get out with somewhat of a decent crowd.
Actually, they've moved the spot now up to about the 44-yard line. First and 10 there for the Hounds. Salmons will open up in the shotgun. Two wideouts to the right, one to the left. Now they send Person in motion back to the left. Salmons looks to throw, dumps it off underneath in the flats. Got a receiver out there. That's going to be Stevens. Makes a couple of people miss. Still on his feet. Got a blocker out in front of him. He may take it all the way. He's at the 40, 30, 20. He puts it on cruise control. Eases for the end zone. He's going to be tracked down from behind, though, there. I thought he was going to ease into the end zone pretty easily, but he's going to be taken down at about the 2-yard line.
No, he was running down by Whitley player number 19. But Cole was having to make a lot of cuts. He caught a little screen pass on the right side, and he ended up all the way in the corner on the left side. So that's why somebody was able to catch him, because he had to make several cuts on that run.
Yeah, I said he didn't slow down. I said what I meant to say was he was going to cruise into the end zone, but at any rate, full house set behind the quarterback. Salmons handoff straight up the middle. Stevens takes it in for the touchdown, and Corbin on the board first. It took 20 seconds.
Yeah, we're heavily favored, and it's going to be a really tough night for Corbin, because you could tell we're just a lot faster than what they are. They're down some players. I don't know if it's the injury or what's happened, but Corbin with no problem there.
Sebastian Witherington on to attempt the extra point. Need to get him back where he was at in the first part of the season. I only had the one injury, and he's missed a couple since then. That one is right down the middle, though, and he drilled that extra point through. So Witherington completes the extra point, 7-0. Corbin on top, 11:40 to go. We'll just hang on to it right here, Coach. And you know, and again, I think Corbin, you got two teams here going in opposite directions. Whitley County started out really well in their first game, and they kind of have played increasingly not as well since then. And Corbin is getting better. I mean, and again, the competition has something to do with that, obviously, but we saw Corbin improving going into the Johnson Central game, a game that they lost 37-34. But again, Johnson Central, the number one ranked team based on RPI in 4A. So I think that the Hounds have got some momentum going now.
Well, 3 of those losses were to 2 teams in the top 15, the other one in the top 25. So competition was very good, and we are going in a different direction. And that's one thing that I like about Luke. Every time you talk to him, he talks about work and getting better, and that's what I think we're doing. And that's pretty exciting. We saw that Harlan County last week. By the way, Harlan County and Perry County, a game we didn't talk about, which is a district match that'll have some impact on our district play tonight as well.
Well, Parker back deep for Whitley County. Obviously, they want him to handle the ball as much as they can. He's standing about the 10-yard line. It'd be interesting to see if we do the short kick again, or we try to let the shaft out a little bit. There's a low line drive kick. It's going to be taken by Parker back at the 4-yard line. Starts right up the center of the field, veers off to the right. It's got a little bit of room, lowers his head, and gets it out near the 30, knocked down at about the 28-yard line. I tell you what, you can tell one thing. He's got some afterburners.
He's a quality football player. He honestly, I don't know what his 40 time is, but he might be the fastest guy on the field in this game.
From about the 15 to the 25, he had all jets going.
Corbin defensively, Josh Goins will be inside along with Max Farmer. The ends will be the same two all year, Eli and Malachi Brown. Silas Mahan, Clay Akins, Trey Parsons, the linebackers. It'll either be Zachary or Marlowe at the other one.
We're ready to go. The quarterback moves up under center. That is Christian Wilson. Leaves it off underneath with Parker, I believe, and he's going to be stacked up and then squirts free for a short gainer out to about the 30. Give him 2 yards. I take that back. That was not Parker. That was Puritan maybe. I missed the number there, but it was not Parker.
It is Jackson Marlowe getting his second start of the year. In the secondary, Britton, Zach Thomas, Cam Estep, 3 kids that can all run. 2 of them veteran players. Our secondary pretty solid. Also Tyson Blaylock, he'll play some down inside for the Red Hounds.
I was impressed with Marlowe last week, Coach. He comes to the football. He does not wait on the play to come to him. Wilson moves up under center. Ball is on the ground, fumbled in a big pile up there. It looks like Whitley may have gotten on top of it, but they're still resting for the football at the 30-yard line. And Corbin's Silas Mahan thinks Corbin's got it. He was signaling Red Hound football. Nothing from the official yet, and I think they're going to give it back to Whitley County.
The officials tonight, an old friend of ours, Tim Kelly. We've known Tim a lot of years. Also, Ron Edwards, still part of this group. I don't know the other ones, but that's 2 that you and I have known for a long time.
Yes, we have. Played a lot of softball against Tim. I'll tell you what about Tim was a good athlete. Obviously, all those Kelly boys over there were good athletes, but Tim was so competitive. I mean, the way he would, if it was 20 to 5, he was playing just as hard, no matter if he was 20 or 5.
He's been a good official too.
He's a good official. He lets people play is what I like. And in basketball as well, he doesn't call unnecessary fouls. Wilson back up under center on 3rd down and 8 for Whitley County. Leaves it off with the first back through, and that ball is fumbled as well. And Whitley County falls back on it, and a loss of 2 on the play. So the Colonels going the wrong direction. Now going to have to kick it away probably on 4th down and about 10 right here.
Tate Cox, playing one of those outside linebackers, came on a blitz and stopped the play early.
We've seen him do that a couple times. In a couple of the early games, Coach, he had some big sacks.
He's a rangy kid. He's long. He's got some speed. You know, this offseason, whenever that comes, hopefully later, he needs to put on some weight, but he's going to be a fine football player.
Caleb Curitan, the punter for Whitley County, set to kick it away. He'll see it somewhere near his own 20. Back deep is E-step. He's standing at the 37. He's going to field this one. He's going to let it bounce. Takes it on the hop. Starts up the right sideline. Makes one guy miss. May have stepped out of bounds. But reverses his field and gets back to the 45-yard line. I thought he stepped out. The official on top of it there says he did not. So Corbin, once again, good field position. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line again. 2 drives in a row starting at the 45.
I thought that one was going to take an ugly hop on Cam, but one thing he does really good, if when he's coming toward the ball, he can get that thing on a hop or either catch it on a line drive. He likes to time it like the baseball player he is, and that's what he did at that point. He just timed that thing, picked it up, made a good cut, and got upfield.
I tell you, the Thomas kid looks like he's grown 2 inches this football season.
Yeah.
Good-looking kid.
I don't want to jinx him, but I really like this kid as a football player.
He's split out to the right. Akins is in the slot there to the right as well. Back to throw is Salmons looking to his left. Now he rolls to the right. Here comes some pressure. Fires up the middle of the field. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Akins out near the 40-yard line of Whitley County. That would have been a phenomenal catch. You got a hand on it, but pretty good coverage there, Burley, by the Colonels.
It was. Mason had a receiver on the left side, but he was rolling to the right. And I know a lot of times people want to get on the quarterback a little bit. Why didn't they throw that guy? Well, if you're running to the right, it's hard to see that guy all the way to the left.
Yeah. E-step and Cox to the left side. Handoff straight up to get to Stevens, running hard. Gets inside Whitley territory down to about the 49-yard line. Gain of about 6 will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Well, you described Cole Stevens. He's a hard runner. He really runs hard for a small guy.
Handoff up the gut. No, it's going to be taken on the option by the quarterback, Salmons. He's got a lot of room around the corner. He's at the 30, 20, gets down inside the 20, 15-yard line and steps out of bounds at about the 14. A good run that time. That's that I don't know if you call it the belly play. It's the option play. He rides that running back with the football for a good 4 or 5 yards, Burley.
Yeah, you just about got to tackle them both to know who has it because it's very deceptive, but a good run by Mason.
Salmons gets it down to the 14. 1st and 10 for Corbin. There's 2 wideouts to both sides. Akins and Thomas on one side, Cox and E-step to the other side. Stevens is in the backfield to the left of the quarterback, Salmons. Salmons fakes Stevens, fires for the end zone. Got a receiver out there, incomplete, intended for E-step. Pretty good defense back there, too. Running stride for him was a Whitley defensive back. May got a hand on the ball.
Yeah, Mason couldn't get his feet set. He was having to back up, and Cam had to turn his body. Had he been able to just set for a second, I think he could have put that on him for a touchdown.
One thing Whitley has done well in this game so far is they've gotten pressure on Salmons. 2nd down and 10 now from the 14. Mason takes the snap, leaves it off with Stevens left side. Trying to get around the corner is going to be hit and dropped after a gain of 2 or 3. Another good defensive play there by the Colonels, and Stevens gets up limping just a little bit there. They pull him down in an awkward position. He's going to stay on the field. 3rd and 6 for Corbin, probably 4 down territory here for the Hounds. Clock moving, 8:10 to go in the first quarter. Corbin on top 7-0.
Yeah, I think Corbin's doing Whitley a favor by throwing it, to be real honest with you, because it seems like every time we run it, it's potential for a score.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way that Luke's thinking. That's probably the way the least likely way for somebody to get hurt. Salmons back to throw, fires for the end zone. He's got a man out there. Touchdown caught by Akins in the right corner. Beautiful throw that time by Salmons. And Akins, tell you, Burley, he's a really good football player.
He ran a up and out then, and the safety bit on the end, and he's heady. He just has a good feel for where to be on the field at certain times, and that was a tremendous route. Good throw by Mason as well, Again, games like this, you don't want to beat your backs up, and I think that's what Luke's trying to do here is keep from beating his backs up.
Witherington on to attempt the extra point, drills this one right down the middle, long and strong again. Corbin on top 14-0, 7:49 to go in the quarter. We'll break and then be right back. Stay with us. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
14-0 Corbin leads, 7:49 to go. Coach, if you're Corbin in this game, realistically, we didn't think there was much of a chance they were going to be challenged tonight just by comparing scores. But with that being said, what do you hope to accomplish if you coach Salmons tonight?
Well, timing, and they're working on their route running and timing, throwing the football. And then again, I think if you've got some questions about some young kids that you think are about ready, you give them some snaps and see how they respond. And the third thing, and most important thing, is you come out of this thing healthy.
I think you do that by playing full speed, not trying to avoid anything. Witherington puts a toe to it, drives it down inside the 5 again. I like when he kicks it deep like that, taken by Parker back there. This should be interesting. He's going to be hit and tripped up at the 15-yard line. Boy, I tell you, that was Person, I believe, Burley, coming from the weak side. It looked like that return was set up for Parker to have some room to roam there, but the Person with a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, Trey's got some speed of his own, and that was a good special teams play. And that's another thing, too. We talked about that. We'd had a blurb here and there with some special teams is you want to be sharp on special teams, and Trey got down there and was sharp then.
Well, you had talked to Coach Salmons about the kickoffs last week, and he kind of alluded that they were trying to work on a higher trajectory kick to get the coverage. I like it when he kicks that thing deep. He got that one inside the 5. Handoff left side. That's maybe Curitan again. I couldn't pick up the number. A short gainer of only about a yard. That was Parker rather than Curitan. A gain of 1 maybe. Not much running room against this Corbin defensive front.
Well, we're just a little bigger and a little stronger and a little quicker.
Goins looks like he's grown some too. He's not quite as tall as Eli, but he's only an inch or 2 below him right now.
That kid will be really nice player.
He's going to be a special player. I agree with you.
I've liked him all year.
He's always around the football. Eli's been playing very well also. 2nd down and 9. Quick pitch left side. Parker's going to try to get it around the corner. He's at the 20, 22, 25. Chased out of bounds there. Tackled a bit late maybe, but no whistle on the place. Cox chased him out of bounds over there. Put a pretty good hit on him. First down, though, for Whitley County is Parker showing off his speed a little bit.
Well, I wasn't just trying to find something good to say about a Whitley player. This guy's a legitimate football player. He's got quickness, and you'll see as this game goes on, he's a tough kid too. He's not afraid to run inside, and if he gets outside on you, he can go the distance.
What was interesting is they ran that quick toss to him to the short side of the field, and he beat everybody to the corner. So 1st and 10 for Whitley County from their own 28-yard line. 6:48 to go in the first. Corbin on top 14-0. Another handoff to Parker right side. He picks his way up to about the 30, maybe the 31. Gain of about 3.
No signs of Malachi Zachary yet. We know he was injured last week. He has not played to this point. Coach in his show last week thought he would be ready to go. I was trying to see if I saw him dressed earlier.
And I was looking for number 11 over there. I don't spot him either, but Corbin's got a bunch of kids over there. Sorry.
Yeah.
It takes a while to sort through them all. 2nd down and 8 for Whitley County, working from their own 30. Ball just shy of the 30, I should say. 6:10 to go in the quarter. 14-0 lead for Corbin. Wilson, the quarterback, steps up under center. Takes it, leaves it off with a fullback straight up the gut. That's going to be, I think, Parker again. He's going to give it forward progress. Going to give him they will give him about 2 yards, maybe 3. We'll bring 3rd and long.
Marlowe, Mahan, and Goins. You know what's really good about those 3 on that tackle?
They're all coming back.
They're all youngsters.
Yeah.
Freshman, sophomore, and a junior.
Corbin has got some really good young talent, and they're really improved. Our younger kids have improved quite a bit as the years went on.
Got a lot of sophomores playing on the varsity. Of course, we lost some quality football players last year.
Yeah, 16 seniors, yeah, and Third down and 5 for Whitley County, working from the 33. Wilson moves up under center. Full house backfield set in behind him. He's going to give it off to the fullback, and he's going to pull it back and keep it himself, and that was not a great decision. He's wrestled down back inside the 30 to about the 29, loss of about 3 on the play, and the Colonel's going to have to kick it away again.
Farmer and also Josh Goins, Max Farmer, Josh Goins. Max, one of the seniors for Corbin.
Coach, excuse me, Coach. Goins is just disruptive. He's a disruptive horse. He if they don't block him, I mean, if they don't get a couple bodies on him, he just blows the whole thing up.
He's a good football player.
He's a good football player. He's lined up to the right side this time, going after the punt, and just about blocked. It may have been blocked. Eli Petrosky may got a hand on that one. It's going to trickle out of bounds at about the 37-yard line of Whitley County. I think Eli may got a hand on that one, Coach.
It looked to. Eli tall, he's about 6'4". You know, he's a punter's nightmare coming off the corner because not only do you got to get it up quick, you got to get it up high.
I was watching he and Goins both. They were both on that side, and there was only one guy there to block both of them. And Goins was the kid that got blocked, and Eli broke free. Now, whether if he did not touch the ball, he at least caused enough disruption there for the punter to hit it off the side of his foot. So
another short field for Corbin. We've had 3 possessions, 3 short fields.
Yeah, that was about an 8-yard punt. So Corbin's got it at the Whitley 39, leading 14-0, 4:28 to go in the quarter. Those guys on the sideline right now are going, yes. More action. Salmon's back to throw. He's got all day. Fires long down the middle of the field. It's going to be overthrown just a touch. Intended out there for E-step, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was Cam.
I tell you what, he's well covered out there, Coach. Running stride for stride with the Whitley County defensive back there. Can't pick up the numbers at 28.
I can't pick that
number
up.
20.
Yeah, 20. Number 20. Pretty good throw, pretty good effort. I feel like we got to throw that one just a little bit earlier and let Cam run to it rather than have to stop and jump.
And maybe just a little more air under it. You're right. 2nd and 10. They're going to hand off to Stevens' left side. He's going to have the first down, and Moore gets down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, gain of 13. Actually hit a couple times, but just broke the tackles and got the first down.
The big offensive line: Miller, Hinkle, Seth Jones, Miles Marlowe, Braxton Tolliver, Eli.
1st and 10 for Corbin from the 26. Salmon's still working out the shotgun. Stevens to his right. He's got plenty of time. Fades off to the left. Throws back across the field in the end zone. Looks for Akins. Off his fingertips. Incomplete. Akins got behind the defender, and that one overthrown just to touch him. A tough throw, though, Coach. Rolling to his left, throwing it back across his body to the right. That's a tough throw.
Yeah. I'll tell you what he has. He has a rocket arm for a guy that's not 6'4". He really can turn that thing loose.
Yeah, I'm going to use a baseball analogy and see if you agree with this. He throws a football like Mike Martin used to throw a baseball.
He throws it hard.
It just explodes. You know, Mike had that. Mike was, not a huge guy, but the ball just exploded out of his hand, and it does that way with Mason as well. With looks like very little effort. 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Stevens changes sides. He's to the left of Salmons now. 2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right. Very vanilla offense we've seen thus far. The same setup across the whole line as thus far. Throw right down the middle is going to be caught by E-step. Tackled down at the 10-yard line. That will move the chains once again.
Just a slant pattern. He had Britton to the outside, was open too, but Cam released inside to the middle of the field, which I know is one thing you talk about a lot you liked, and he put it right on him.
Well, those crossing patterns are just they're hard to defend. Now, you're going to get your bell rung occasionally, but they are hard to defend. Hand off this time to Stevens off the left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, lowers his head, takes it in the end zone. Good run that time by Stevens. He should have been tackled 3 times, and takes it into the end zone for Corbin's 3rd touchdown here in the first quarter. 3:07 to go now in the first quarter play.
Cole always going downhill. When you talk about downhill runners, that's exactly how he runs the football. He's shoulders above his knees, and he's going downhill.
I wonder why my light went off. Is because I kicked the cord. But we'll figure it out.
Uh-oh.
Had a penalty on the extra point attempt there.
looks like D. Parker might have got started a little bit early. My hat's off to D. Parker's teams 1-5. Had some expectations this year. Started off with a win, and he still continues to come out and go hard.
Well, I tell you what, that's attributable to the coach and to the young man. But so, Corbin, would you go for 2? I don't think they're going to.
No, not now. Not in this game. I wouldn't.
I think they may be contemplating it, though. I don't see number 10 in there. I think they are going to go for 2, Coach.
I think so.
Maybe this is the time where you work on that a little bit.
Yeah, you might want to work on a 2-point play.
There was some question in the Johnson Central game, but, if we had an arsenal of those plays, back set right directly behind the quarterback, rolling to his right, Sammy's going to throw for it. It's got his man in the end zone. 2-point conversion, good. That's the E-step. And that was a nice play. They stacked it in there real tight, like they were going to just try to tush push it, so to speak, in there, and he just rolled to his right, found E-step for the 2-point conversion. Corbin on top, 22-0, 3:07 to go in the first. We'll break and then be right back to Campbell Field. Stick around. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Need mine.
All right, back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox and Burley Poley with you. You're 3:07 to go in the first quarter play. Corbin on top, 22-0. Coach, no surprises here right now. You just want to get out of this thing unscathed, and certainly Luke not looking to run the score up. But I think everybody here has been kind of banking on a running clock since this thing's kicked off.
Well, you made a great point earlier, and you can't go half speed no matter what the score is or who the team is, because that's when you get hurt. So hopefully that's a pretty clear message by Coach.
Here's a kick. It's a short one fielded by, I'm not sure if that was Parker or not.
It was Parker. Clay Aikens missed him at the 15, and we did a good job to recover, but Clay hustling down on special teams. Special teams is something I think is very, very important to every football team, and it's good to see us with good coverage against a good back.
All right, Whitley County football at the 27-yard line. Corbin still with their starters out there. I expect probably they're going to at least stay in through the first period, Coach, but I don't look for them to stay on the field much longer than that. 22-zip, Corbin on top. 35-0 is when the clock continues to run. Nice run up the middle by Parker. Lowers his head. Takes a couple Red Hound tacklers with him. Would-be tacklers, I should say, out over the 32. Gain of 6. Well, that kid could play on any football team.
I've been very impressed with him. And again, when you're down, it's easy to play good when you're on a good team. But when your team's not doing well, and you're 1-5, and you're coming in here, and you're heavily favored, but he's going 100%. I mean, good for that young guy.
He's as advertised. He's got almost 900 yards rushing in 7 games, and it's kind of interesting that being the only game in town, everybody knows he's going to get the football, and he still manages to put up big numbers. Pitch out right side. Parker's got it again. He's hemmed in over there, makes a couple guys miss, and then scoots up the sideline for about a yard or 2 maybe. 3rd and short for the Colonels.
Corbin doing a great job. Everybody running to the football. I can remember Coach Jewell and back through the years, Coach Adams and all the coaches would always talk about running to the football, and that's what Corbin's defense did. New player in the game for Corbin right now. He's seen a lot of action this year. Caden Freeman, he's only a junior. He's a big defensive lineman. He's one of the tackles. Inside, Josh Goins also in there, still Malachi Brown and Eli Petrosky up front.
3rd down and 4 for the Colonels. Ball on the 33. Minute 37 to go in the quarter. Handoff straight up the gut, and that's to be Parker again, running very hard. Needed to make the 42-yard line. Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy. I think if you're Whitley here, there's no question you wouldn't go for this thing.
Oh, yeah, I think you have to. Looks like Mahan getting up, and also Caden Freeman just came in the game. He's a big kid, and he's played some minutes. He's an underclassman, had some good minutes this year. In the secondary, still with E-Step, Thomas and Lucas Britton. Lucas a senior, Cam a senior.
Yeah, good to see Lucas back. We need that athleticism in that defensive backfield because sometime down the road, these defensive backs are going to be tested. We're going to run up against somebody that can throw it, and these guys I think will answer the bell. Corbin showing blitz. They get it off to Parker. He makes a couple people miss, and boy, I think he's going to get the first down. That's a nice move. He got up into the hole, was plugged up. He took a couple steps backwards, and then found another little crevice to sneak through. And I think they're going to move the chains. I hope they do because that kid made a heck of a run.
There wasn't anything there that was strictly on him. Corbin shut it off well, and he kind of took a little Barry Sanders hop step to one side and just found a crease just big enough to get the first down.
A good sportsmanship there by Lucas Britton. Helped him up, pat him on the head, told him good run. I like to see that.
Absolutely.
Parker's going to get a rest, and very deservedly so. 1st and 10 for the Colonels, their first down of the night, working from their own 37. Handoff right side, that may be Curitan. I'm not sure. I couldn't pick up the number. Big fullback lunges forward, gets it out to about the 39. Gain of 2 on the play.
Looks like Malachi Brown. Also Luke Hatfield, who just came in the game.
Yeah, these guys over on the sideline are going to be really excited about this. All right, that's going to bring to a close the first quarter play. 1 in the books, 22-0. Corbin on top. Whitley County football when we return. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stick around. You're listening to Red Down Football on T107.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Terrain changes, seasons change, but Honda ATVs, they show up ready. The 2026 Four Tracks Rancher, Foreman, and Rubicon are back just as reliable as ever with available four-wheel drive, automatic DCT, and independent rear suspension on select models. There's a Honda built for how you ride. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 US Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and count on Honda to get it done. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda ATVs are for riders 16 years and older.
Back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox, Burley Foley with you here at field side. Beautiful night for football. A good crowd on hand, Coach. I was really surprised. I kind of thought this might be our most sparse crowd of the year, but not. Hey, listen, there's at least 4 games going on in the kids' field.
they're at capacity every week.
They're playing horizontally. They're playing vertically. Some are playing diagonally. But I love to see that. That does my heart good to watch those kids have a nice place to play in there. They played in ankle-deep mud when I was down there as a kid. Handoff up the middle, no running room whatsoever. That may have been Parker again, and he's going to be pushed backwards. Petrosky getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Tyson Blaylock, he's logged some minutes for Corbin this year. He's another one of the seniors. He's in now playing a defensive tackle. The ends are Petrosky and Hatfield. Inside is Malachi Brown, a kid that's drawing a lot of attention from across the state. Across the country, I should say, not state.
Yeah, well, you're right about the state. Also the country, though. Perfect. Handoff straight up the gut. Nope, this one's going to be blown dead before it gets started. Illegal procedure against Whitley County. Well, we've got a minute. I'd like to thank all of our good sponsors: Sammy's Furniture, Tri-County Cycle Sales, Smoky Bear Barbecue, Hometown Bank, Owens Auto, Pepsi-Cola Corbin, and Eubanks Electrical. Without those folks, it would not be possible. And again, if you think you've heard those names quite a bit, you're right. They've been around for a long time. Most of these folks have been doing Corbin Sports and supporting these kids for many, many years, and we're very appreciative of that.
It's a unique community with unique people.
I would agree.
Always willing to help.
Corbin on top 22-0, just starting the second quarter of play. Whitley County's had a couple first downs on this drive. If they're doing nothing else, they're at least keeping the football away from Corbin's offense here over the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game. 3rd and 14 now for the Colonels. Wilson, who's up under center, leaves it off with a second back through Parker. Again, dives over a tackler, gets out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 2 tough yards will bring up 4th and 12.
Corbin defensively is with a little bit of a new look. They're playing some 5 front, and, you know, we started out the year, most of the year being in a 4-4, 44. But what they're doing is they're walking Tatum Cox up, and then it makes it a 5 look, and he becomes a defensive end instead of a linebacker. And I'm sure Parker's has a lot to do with why they're doing that.
Caleb Curitan, number 18, is the punter. Corbin's going to send two guys back deep. The first time we've seen this, it's Estep and Thomas. Punt on the way. This one may have been blocked as well. I think Corbin may have got a hand up, but straight up in the air. It's going to come down and land at about the Whitley County 39-yard line. A 3-yard punt. I felt like Corbin may have got a hand on it. If not, he kicked it right between his arms, but it went straight up in the air and straight back down. So Corbin's going to get great field position again.
Yeah, we've been on a short field most of the night.
I think Corbin kind of lost their focus there that last drive. Let's see if they get their timing back. All the starters are still in the game. We'll get a running clock at 35-0 if we can get to that point.
I thought we got a little careless on that last drive. I don't want to say cute, but that's what I would say if it was my kid. That's what I'd say. Let's don't be cute, but you got to get back to the basics and play football.
Well, they say very vanilla offense. They've ran the same set, 2 wideouts to both sides, and Stevens in the backfield on every play. Back to throw is Mason. He fires long down the middle. He's got a receiver out there off the hands of Estep. Well defended out there. Again, that young man has done a good job. He was running stride for stride with him. It would have been an outstanding catch, and Cam made a good effort there, but a good defensive play back there by the Colonel's number 12. I'm trying to pick his number up here.
Well, Cole Stevens has been the workhorse this year in the backfield. I don't know how many carries he's got, a lot. And it appears that Coach Salmons is going to not beat Cole up with a tremendous amount of carries because we're going to need him down the stretch, and we chose to throw it.
Same set, 2 wideouts to both sides. Stevens to the right. Salmons looks to throw. Steps back, fires long down the middle of the field. This time he's got Cox out there. Overthrows Tatum Cox by about a yard.
Yeah, it was just about a yard. I thought Tatum had him beat. I think one thing, and I know we got a lot of good coaches over there. If Luke, or excuse me, Mason will just put a little bit of air under that thing. He's throwing that thing like he was throwing it from left field, then into home plate. I think, and as time goes, I'm sure he will. But if he get that thing just a little bit of air under it, it's going to give your receiver a better chance.
Well, he's throwing it from the 45 all the way to the end zone on a line.
I don't know if he plays baseball, but he should. He's got an arm.
Back to throw again. Steps up into the pocket, looks. Fires down the middle, incomplete.
Well, a little bit of a mirror. This set to the last set, we just missed what I felt like was 3 receivers that could have possibly had scores. You don't want to come away with this thing with 4 and out. Still with all the starters in the game.
Corbin.
Salmon's going to throw it again. No, he hands it off to Stevens. 9:51 to go, 22-8. Corbin goes 4 and out. In second quarter. Corbin defensively looks like they're still with their starters: Malachi Brown, Petrosky, Farmer, and Josh Goins. Linebackers, same four that started the game. Parker, one of the corners. E-step, the free safety. Lucas Britton, the other corner. Whitley with Parker in the backfield. 9:50 to go, 22-0. Quarterback back to throw. He's under pressure. Throws it out in the flat, almost intercepted by Zach Thomas. So Whitley going away from Parker, giving him a little bit of a break. Trying to throw it, but under a heavy rush by big Malachi Bram. Corbin, second down, 10, 9:44 to go. Corbin, Whitley County on homecoming night.
Thank you. Still a remnants of that cold hanging around. It's been tough. It's been a tough 2 weeks on me. I apologize.
It wasn't as tough as that 20 seconds me trying to do play-by-play.
we may let you have a second hand, Coach.
I started to call for help.
Hand off up the middle. Not much running in there. I'm unable to kick this thing. It's been 2.5 weeks now.
Well, we're going to have to get you better because I can't do it.
I thought you did just fine.
Well, I just made stuff up. All that stuff I said didn't really happen. I was just making stuff up.
9:15 to go here in the first half of play. 22-0, Corbin on top. Whitley County football, 3rd down and 9 from their own 36. Wilson moves up under center. 3-back set behind him. He's up to the first back through as a fullback. No room, no room at all. He's going to be sitting stacked up.
Yeah, Corbin defensively has been pretty solid, David, but offensively the last 2 series we didn't look very sharp. And I'm sure that's a concern of Coach Salmon's to be fluid because you want your timing to be good and you want to be sharp. We didn't look sharp in the last 2 series.
It's kind of what I've seen too is that they've not really shown anything that's been very vanilla.
We're just trying to run by people.
We ran some posts, about 8 post patterns, and I'm sure that's kind of by design. Whitley set to kick it away. They're going to let Parker kick it now. That's him in punt formation. Back deep is E-step. Parker can kick it. Boy, that's a boomy kick. Tries E-step back inside his 30. Fair catch at the 29. That kid can play football.
I believe there may be a position change there next week. That was a great punt by D. Parker. Well, let's see if Corbin gets something going offensively. Came out sharp. Cole Stevens started the game running the football very well. We threw some pass to Akins for a touchdown. Came back to E-step for one. But the last 2 series, we really just kind of like the old schoolyard, just kind of touch and throw it down to the end zone, see if you can catch it.
Yeah, it's not been a well-oiled machine, that's for sure. And again, they could run the ball early, pretty much whenever they want to, but not wanting to get Stevens beat up. I would like to see some of these young backs maybe get a shot. I'd like to see Marlowe run the ball some. They said he was really a great running back in middle school. There's the handoff to Stevens. He's into the secondary, 40, 45, 50, starts up the left sideline. He's into Whitley territory, 30, 25, going to be hit and knocked down there at the 22-yard line. Good angle that time by the Whitley County defensive back, but a great run that time by Stevens, and Corbin knocking on the door again.
We can do that every time if we want to. They just can't handle us up front. And, again, that's the way we started the game. Cole had some big runs, set us up for the early scores, but we went back to it here, hopefully trying to get our rhythm back. We're a little bit out of rhythm, but that'll get you going again.
You forget these guys are 16, 17-year-old kids. It's easy for them to lose their focus, especially in the game they're heavily favored. Sam is going to take it himself. We're in the option. He's going to start around the right side. Now he dumps it off on the pitch to Stevens. He gets down to the 15-yard line, gain of about 9.
Yeah, there's an option. We've seen that a few times this year. It's not really an option. It's kind of I think it's a call play. This is what we're going to do. The true option is you read that guy and you give or you take. I think that one's designed to go ahead and pitch. Now, I'm not positive of that, but that's what it appears to be.
Well, Corbin picked up 9, but Whitley did a good job of stringing that thing out. They did not give up the big play.
Trey Persons in the backfield now, Dave.
Sammons moves up under center, leaves it off with Persons. He bangs off the right side. It's going to be cut down at about the 5-yard line, but picked up about 10.
Yeah, that might be a good scenario for Corbin is to go ahead and lather Trey up a little bit, because Cole, he's been the workhorse and he's going to continue to be the workhorse. But should he go down or need a break, Trey's the guy we're going to go to.
Well, I'm sure Trey would like that.
He's in at fullback. We're in I.
Yeah, I said directly behind the quarterback, makes him back under center again. This time leaves it off the quick handoff straight up the gut into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin. That is going to be E-step on the little counter. And Corbin extends their lead 28-0 now.
That's a good setup for that play, because we went at them off the right side with Persons and Stevens and was banging them pretty good over there. E-step the wing back. We faked what we were having success with and gave it back to the left side, and he was able to score.
Witherington into attempt the extra point. Seems to be getting his groove back on after a really good early season. Extra point kick is up and straight through the middle. Corbin extends their lead 29-0. The good news there, Coach, the simple math tells me that no matter what we do on the next extra point, if we score, we're to 35.
We're to 35.
So that clock will continue to run. A little bit of extended halftime coming up because it is homecoming, and we'll finish going through the rest of the games that we didn't get to in the pregame going on. Some great games going on throughout the state tonight. Everybody getting into district play, so there's a lot of rivalry games that will be interesting. We'll go over all those games in the morning with Coach Foley, and then after talking to Coach Sammons, and then a special guest in the second half of our show tomorrow morning on the water cooler. We have Athletic Director Tackett Wilson coming into the studio, and he's going to get us caught up on all the sports going on throughout Corbin High School, as far as soccer's going on right now, and I think wrestling may be going on or getting ready to start. A lot of different
cross country
going on, volleyball's going on. So a lot of things that he's going to get us caught up on. And there's not a harder working guy in the Corbin school system than Tackett Wilson.
Well, I told Tackett, I said, I saw him at one of the soccer games this year, and I said, Tackett, I'd hate to buy your tennis shoes, because I bet he walks. Not only is he there, he's always moving. He's walking. But I jokingly told him, I said, I'd hate that big guy to buy your tennis shoes.
No, he's a worker, and again, he's to use that state police terminology. And he's an ex-state policeman. He's squared away. Anything he does full speed, and does a great job at it. It's a hard job. I mean, with everything that these high schools offer now, and Corbin in particular. Short kick by Witherington, angled off to the left side. It's going to be taken by a nut back there. Fumbled the football, then fell right back on it. Hit him. Looked like it hit him in the shoulder pad and popped up, and Whitley County did fall back on the football at the 28, so first down and 10 there from the 28-yard line for Whitley County.
Tate Cox hustling down. Also a kid that has played a lot on special teams and even logged some minutes in the secondary. Bryson Hopkins, who's only a freshman, was also in on the play. Corbin with a lot of really, really promising young players. We saw last week at Harlan County, we saw Brody Hart score a touchdown, make a really nice cut on a run. He's another freshman coming.
Wilson, the quarterback, moves up under center. 3 backs sit in behind him. Kind of an offset eye. 2 tight ends. Wilson's going to throw it. First pass of the game. Fires long down the right side. He's going to be picked off. Intercepted by E-Step. And boy, he just played that one perfectly. Stepped right in front of the intended receiver. Hauled it in at about the 48-yard line. So Corbin gets their first turnover of the game. And Howes leading at 29-0 can get this clock running continually if they can punch a touchdown in, Coach.
Cam, being the savvy senior veteran that he is, he kind of baited that receiver and the quarterback to make him think he was open, and after he threw it, he really closed him. That was a foxy kind of move by Cam to pick that one off.
I would say Cam has used that in his backyard, playing with Chase and Chad all throughout the years.
Probably.
That was clearly a backyard move. You're exactly right. Corbin with their starters still in the game. 2 wide outs to the left, 2 to the right, as it's been that way all year long. A little wide receiver screen. They get it out there to Tate Cox, makes the catch, turns and runs over a defensive back, and forces his way down to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 7.
Corbin needs to put another one in if they can. We'll go to the fast clock. I know Whitley, on the other hand, don't want to see the fast clock, but it's homecoming night and everybody wants to get to the gym or wherever they have that thing now and get down.
I guess they still have a homecoming dance. I know Steve Jewell brought that back there one time. Here's a little toss to E-stepper trying the right side. He's picking his way through defenders, gets down to the 30-yard line. He's still on his feet. Finally going to be drugged down right there at about the 29. Gain of 17 on the play there that time. Very methodical run that time by Easton. He never got near full speed. He just kind of picked his way.
I think he was waiting for everybody to kind of catch up to him. It was just basically student body right where they try to get everybody out in front, and he was letting his linemen get out in front before he turned it upfield and really went full speed.
Yeah, still 6:10 to go here in the second quarter play. Corbin on top 29-0. This thing will move along very quickly if the Hounds can punch one in here. They will get to that 35-point deficit mark. Here's a little pass out in the flat to E-step. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. 2-man miss. Turns the corner. He's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown. Corbin E-step. Well, he caught that ball at the line of scrimmage, Coach. They had it played very well. 2 guys got hands on him, but Cam able to escape and made it all the way down to the goal line. Punches it in, and Corbin on top 35-0.
He's such a crafty player because that play should have been shut down, even by a team that's not playing very well. But Cam is so crafty with setting people up with his feet. And again, he's a tough out in space. He really is. It doesn't matter if you're faster than him, you're bigger than him, or stronger than him. He's just a tough out in space.
He escaped two tackles there at the 40-yard line and took it to the end zone. Witherington drills it again. He is kicking right now with a lot of confidence, Coach. These last 3 have been probably would have been good from 40 yards out.
He's got his rhythm back.
He was
out of rhythm, and he's back in rhythm.
I think he was injured just a little bit, too. We'll just hold on to it here during the break. 36-0 Corbin on top, 5:53 to go. And, I don't know. You really you don't like to see these kind of games, and especially, unfortunately, if things play out the way we think. Corbin's going to have 3 of these in a row, and then you're probably looking at a much more competitive game with Great Crossings at Great Crossing, the last regular season game of the year.
Well, it's going to build as we go. Perry's going to be a little better. They handle Whitley pretty good too, so we're going to see a little better team, I think, next week. And then Great Crossings, that's a big school. We're going to see some speed, a lot like we saw at Frederick Douglass. It means nothing other than I think it will do everything for our confidence should we be able to win this one, and we're quite on the way to that. And then next week we'll be heavily favored against Perry County. But the Great Crossing, with what's left on our schedule, I think is most important to make sure we go into the playoffs and we're playing well.
Well, I think the early season schedule, the tough schedule, has played a big part in Corbin being able to take care of business. I know there have been times with Corbin teams in the past they come out against these teams they're supposed to put away early, and they don't. They let them hang around, and that's not been the case at least the past 2 weeks. Kickoff by Witherington is going to be taken by Parker back at about his 7-yard line. Starts up the left side, gets out to about the 18 before he's hit and knocked down there. 5:40 to go in the first half. Corbin on top 36-0.
Good coverage by special teams, and again, we knew we'd be a heavy favorite in this game, and it's unfortunate for Matt and Whitley County because they started off really good, and I think he's a good coach, and he just don't have the stuff. We're just a little better. But what is good, that's a good return guy, D. Parker. Our special teams have played pretty good against a pretty good return guy.
I tell you what, D. Parker he can do a lot of things. They put him back there to punt a minute ago, and he snapped off a 40-yarder.
I'd take him. I'd take him any day of the week.
Yes, sir. Parker's got it. Makes a move in the hole and bounces it out to over the 20 to about the 21. Gain of 2, maybe 3 yards there.
Probably going to go over 1,000 yards rushing tonight. And this is the 7th game of the season.
Yeah, he's got 895 yards rushing coming into this game after 7 games.
So he needs 105 yards.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Hackett would be proud of that, wouldn't she?
I heard they put her in the Hall of Fame mainly because
I could do that.
She got us through some tough times in there at South Florida.
I hope she's listening because she'll be really proud of me.
Yes, she will. 2nd down and 8 for the Colonels. Pitch out right side. Parker again. He's going to be hemmed in and dropped for a big loss back to the 15. Great defensive play there by, is that
Trey Person?
Trey Person, number 1, yeah.
Trey's our guy that's got some speed. He's a guy that can get out and go. Is that the first flag or second flag of the game? That's been nice.
I'll tell you what, I'll bet you. I bet you that those officials have talked among themselves here, and then whoever throws the most flags tonight is buying dinner.
Well, it's not a running clock because it's stopped right at this point. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it maybe you don't have that in a district game?
I wouldn't think so.
I thought the clock would be running at 35.
It was my understanding, and again, I should clarify this, and I will know before next week. Penalty was declined. Both coaches have to agree on it. So
okay.
Now I don't know if that's changed or not. I'm sure I'll probably get a text here in a minute.
Yeah, I didn't. And again, that shows my ignorance, but I did not know that. I thought that it was mandatory. That you know, and I also thought that once it started running, that even if the team gets the deficit back under 36, it continues to run.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to. Matter of fact, we got the guy coming in tomorrow who can clarify that.
I think we had operator error, Coach, because it's running now.
Oh, okay.
I think, and it actually looks a little funny because the clock it ran a couple seconds off with one tick there. Now it's frozen up. Now it goes again. Did you see what I did? Did you see that right there? It's kind of jamming a little bit. Pass incomplete as it was deflected, knocked down by Corbin's defense. I think we've got a little bit of a clock malfunction there, Coach, to be honest with you.
Well, we're looking at one clock, and then the fans are looking at another clock over here, so I don't know. Now, does this scoreboard, it has a clock, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They're supposedly synced. But what I've noticed on this one, that we're looking at the visitor side, it will hang at 318. That time it hung at 318, and then went straight to 316. This one over here is running clearly, but so they got a little bit of a malfunction over there. So you're exactly right. The main clock is operating perfectly. That's a beautiful scoreboard. I forget what a nice board that is. Parker set to punt it away, gets it off, and it is going to take a nice Whitley County bounce all the way out to the 50, inside the 50 to about the 48-yard line from his own goal line. That's a great punt. Hey, this kid's got a future as a punter, bro.
Yeah, I'm a little confused why he didn't start out as a punter.
Well, maybe that's the one play of the game he gets a rest.
I don't know. Could be.
Only thing I can think of. Corbin's going to get it back with 2:31 to go, and the clock is running. Hounds taking their time. Looks like a few. Well, no, it's the starters that are still in there.
Tackles in the game are Miles Marlowe. Big Josh Goins in now playing some offense. Seth Jones and Jonathan Miller still up front for the Red Hounds, as well as Max Farmer.
Corbin on top, 36-0. We do have a running clock. Salmon's working out of the shotgun. I think that's Stevens over to his right. He's had a big game already, probably nearing 100 yards for Stevens. Salmons looks to throw. Plenty of time. Steps up, fires long down the middle. It's going to be short. Pass intended out there for Akins, and Akins running a deep crossing route, and short hopped it about the 20-yard line. That was probably that was a little bit on the quarterback. I think he had plenty of time.
He had plenty. He's had time all night. Britton was open early here too on the left side, but he was waiting for that to develop to get Akins in the middle of the field. He had a couple of choices, but he just underthrew the ball.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we're going for the big hit. I mean, we're going for the 35, 40-yard pass, and we threw the shorter ones early across the middle, and we're able to ring them up pretty quickly. Here's a handoff straight up the gut. Stevens picks his way across the line of scrimmage, out over the 45, down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. He's having a nice game, Coach. Probably handled it about 8 or 10 times, but he's got to be close to 100 yards.
He could go for 250 if that's what we chose to do. If we wanted to run it, they can't stop us up front. We're just too big for them, too strong.
50 seconds to go. Clock running. Corbin hurries to the line. Salmons drops back into the shotgun formation. Fakes it to Stevens, now looks to throw. They're after him. He steps through the two defenders, fires long for the end zone. That one will slip out of his hand. It's going to be incomplete, probably pass interference down there, and there it is. Yeah. And that was a byproduct of a ball that I think slipped out of the quarterback's hands, brother. That one was a duck, as they call it. It was fluttering down through there, and as the offensive receiver came back to get the football, he ran into the defender, causing the penalty. So that's really a very lucky break there for Corbin.
Well, there's another penalty here in the middle of the field. I'm not sure what that one's at. Corbin's moving, so it looks like it was on Whitley as well.
They might have roughed the passer, coach. I'm not sure.
Well, Mason did a good job of avoiding the rush. I thought he was sacked.
He stepped right between two defenders, ducked his head, and kind of let them fly over the top.
Well, it looks like it's going to be offsetting, and the half's going to end. Ineligible man downfield on Corbin. Pass interference on them, but can end on a penalty, so I think they'll have to replay one more play.
You're right. They're going to repeat first down because the play can't end on a defensive penalty, right? But there was a defensive penalty. So
yeah, I didn't know, though, since it was offsetting. But,
I didn't either. I've never seen that.
I've learned something. I'm going to learn the rules if I keep doing this a few more years.
But, I did not – I've never encountered that before where there was offsetting penalties as the last play of the quarter. So that really benefited Corbin because they're going to.
Well, we got 48 seconds on the clock now. I'm confused. It went down to 0.
now they're having some problems there. They're going to. Is that 28 or 2.8? That's 28 seconds. So at any rate, back to pass goes Salmons. Standing about his own 50, fires long down the middle. Field's got a man wide open. Zach Thomas makes the catch and walks it into the end zone. Boy, that was nice patience that time. Salmons, he just waited for that play to develop and had all day long. And Thomas just running out there by himself takes it in for the touchdown.
Well, we had we had 2 out to the left, 2 out to the right, and Thomas just broke to the inside after the outside receiver cleared the safety. And then, again, boy, Salmons don't lack for arm strength.
No, he was on 50 and threw that one down to the goal line on a line. But that was a nice throw that time, and Corbin gets one more touchdown on the board, extending their lead to 42-0. Witherington on to attempt the extra point. He stays perfect on the night as well. Corbin on top now 43-0. That will bring to a close the first quarter play. We're going to take a timeout, then come back. We'll talk to Coach Foley a little bit about the rest of the games that we didn't get to go over in the pregame and a little bit more about what Corbin's upcoming schedule will be. Stick around. You're listening to Red On Football on T107.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver en route from Smoky Bear's barbecue to the big Corbin ball game.
Officer, proceed with caution. Smoky Bear's is serving up some of the best food in town. They have house-made sauces, rubs, fall-off-the-bone ribs, catfish, and ridiculous salads.
You weren't kidding. This place has folks lined up out the door. Send every unit you can before Smoky Bear's runs out of food.
Attention all units requesting backup at Smoky Bear's Barbecue and Catering on American Greeting Card Road.
Enjoy Smoky Bear's Barbecue 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and all your catering needs. Dine in, carry out, order online, and DoorDash.
When work needs doing or the trail calls, you need a machine that's ready for both. That's Honda's line of Pioneer side-by-sides. Choose the compact 520, the powerful 700 series, or go big with the 1000 line. Built for 3, 5, or 6. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 U.S. Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and find your perfect Honda Pioneer side-by-side. For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side nets and doors when operating. Honda side-by-sides are for riders 16 and older.
It's Oktoberfest at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. That's right, folks. Everything in the store $4.99 and up is on sale. How much, you might ask? It's $100 off everything in this entire store that's $4.99 and up. You want 1 piece, 2 piece? We don't care. You buy 10 things, you're getting $1,000 off. Folks, that's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, where the deals are not going to stop this fall. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. That way, we're here when you need us. We're even open on Sunday from 12 to 5. We got 12 months same as cash financing. If you need it, folks, we even deliver. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the do.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
Dave Cox and Burley Foley with you here, 43-0 at the half. Coach, it's kind of what we expected, and again, not to be disrespectful, but this has been a mismatch from the get-go. Most folks thought it would be, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm impressed with D. Parker. That kid's a football player. He could play and contribute significantly on any team that we've seen this year. Frederick Douglass, Pulaski County, anybody that we played this year, he could be a player on those teams.
I think he's a college player. I think he has the speed, the toughness. I saw him earlier in the year, and I saw him last year, and I've been impressed with him every time I've seen him, not just from his athletic ability. I think he plays basketball too, if I'm not mistaken, but not just from his athletic ability. He's got some toughness. I mean, he's hung right in there. And then when they needed a punter, he went in and punted and went almost 50 yards.
Well, I like it. Yeah, two times. I think too. The one thing I like about his demeanor. You know, he's got beaten, banged up. He's had very little room to run tonight. He's probably only going to show up in the stat line with 50 yards or so. But the truth is, he bounces right back up, pats the tackler on the head, and goes back about his business. He's a nice looking player, and it seemed like a really nice young man from what I've seen.
He is, and I'm impressed with him. I wish the young guy the best in the future. I hope somebody takes him in college because I'm not sure he can be a tailback, but he definitely could be a slot or maybe a receiver because he runs well enough and he's athletic enough. Again, I've said it 3 times now. I think the thing that impresses me about him is his attitude and his toughness.
Well, I think that again, he's there's a place for him somewhere. And again, being a basketball player, that you tend to think that he's going to be a really good athlete. He's got good feet. He's not went down with the first tackler very many times now, but there's just been so many bodies around him. He's been unable to shake free. But once again, Corbin leads at 43-0 here at the half. We will have a running clock starting the second half. A little bit of an extended halftime here to his homecoming tonight, and they're introducing the homecoming candidates out on the field right now. And the Corbin Hall of Honor inducted for their most recent 4 inductees into the hall. Kim and Lisa Cleary certainly very, very deserving of being bestowed that honor. Greg Daniel, veterinarian, graduate of Corbin High School, one of the preeminent veterinarians in the southeastern the part of the United States, was probably well known. And our friend Jeff Sears, who's also a vet, played on the 76 state championship team with you, was telling me about Greg. So he's one of the first guys that got involved and did a lot of research in oncology as far as animals are concerned, and cancer in dogs and that kind of thing. And so he's a guy that is certainly very deserving of that honor as well. And then of course Ann Hacker, who was just a rock solid teacher for many, many years in the Corbin system.
Yeah, rock solid person too. Miss Hacker still supports the Red Hounds now, just like she did when she was a teacher. She has the best personality. She was my second favorite teacher. My first one was Miss Foley, no relation. But I love Miss Hacker because she had such great patience with me, and she needed to have patience with me because on the days I showed up, she did try to teach me a little something, but I did go every now and then. But I love Miss Hacker. It's certainly a fitting honor.
Yeah, so it's been kind of a big night here at Corbin thus far, and that may be some of the reason for the large crowd. Corbin always has good attendance, but I expected a sparse crowd tonight. The Friday night before fall break, and then on top of that, you're playing a team that you're going to be very heavily favored over. But they're kind of hanging around, and I guess homecoming certainly a lot to do with that as well.
Well, I'll tell you what's changed, Dave, with this time of year. Back when you and I grew up, and even when my children were growing up, you had maybe a fall festival at the school or a little something. Now, I mean, there's 37 haunted houses and fall this, fall that. I mean, it's really became a festive type of year. Halloween is almost surpassed Thanksgiving as a holiday.
Well, and the churches have got into the kind of things, the trunk or treat and that kind of stuff, and certainly that's the way a lot of kids that do their trick or treat now, because nobody wants to go out and eat candy from a stranger, obviously, but these kids get to go to the different various churches, and I've noticed a lot of these folks have staggered when they have their events, so kids can go to more of those. Go to multiple events, so that's always good as well. But we're still about 6.5 minutes away from kickoff here of the second half. They're probably going to put about 3 more minutes on the clock once the teams take the field due to the extended halftime break. So we're going to take a break as well. Corbin leads at 43-0 here at the half. We'll be back after this short timeout. Stay with us. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Are you looking for reliable electrical supplies? Look no further than Eubanks Electrical Supply. From light bulbs to circuit breakers, we've got everything you need to power up your projects. Our expert staff is ready to help you find the right tools and materials to complete your project. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, Eubanks Electrical Supply has you covered with top brands and friendly service. Stop by today in Corbin, Kentucky at 701 South Main Street or in Somerset, Kentucky at 1030 West Columbia Street and discover why Eubanks Electrical Supply has been the trusted name in electrical supply for over 60 years.
Need auto repairs? Then you need Owens Auto Repair. Owens offers a wide variety of parts and services. You'll find all the top name brand batteries and tires to a full line of truck and auto parts. Utility beds, Sherman-Williams auto paint, weather guard toolboxes, custom-made hydraulic hoses, and yes, service work for cars, trucks, and RVs. Whether it's auto repairs or just a battery or new tires, Owens Auto Repair has you covered. Owens Auto Repair, serving you for more than half a century. Located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway in Corbin.
One sip of tropical lime-flavored Mountain Dew Baja Blast will turn this into this. Your barbecue into a cabana. And your backyard into an island oasis. With a blast of tropical lime flavor, you can bring the beach vibes with you everywhere. Grab some friends and ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Ever heard the phrase big enough to serve you, small enough to know you? It's true at Hometown Bank. From the easy-to-use mobile app to online banking and even bill pay, Hometown Bank has everything you need to make banking easier. Whether you need to make a mobile deposit or would rather stop in and see a friendly, smiling face in person, Hometown Bank is here and ready to help. Stop in and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's Oktoberfest at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. That's right, folks. Everything in the store, $4.99 and up, is on sale. How much, you might ask? It's $100 off everything in this entire store that's $4.99 and up. You want one piece, two piece? We don't care. You buy 10 things, you're getting $1,000 off. Folks, that's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, where the deals are not going to stop this fall. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6. That way, we're here when you need us. We're even open on Sunday from 12 to 5. We got 12 months same as cash finance, and if you need it, folks, we even deliver. That's Sammy's Furniture and Mattress. Come see us today.
Ariana is on the sidelines waiting patiently. So we're going to try to keep an eye out for her. But we were going over these the rest of the games, Coach, going on throughout the state tonight. I think we left off with Madison Central and George Rogers Clark. I think it should be a pretty evenly matched game. Madison Central probably a slight favorite, but it is at GRC.
I think Madison Central will get them. Madison Central, after the North Laurel loss, has really started to play pretty good. I did get a score in from Coach Wendell Foley. Pulaski's beating North Laurel right now, 27-14, still half to go in that one. I thought North might match up with them pretty good. I'm anxious to see how that one turns out.
High-scoring game, 27-15 half. That's a lot of points. But yeah, I've been impressed with North this year, Coach. I really have. I think that their lone loss of the year was to Corbin, and it was a hard-fought game.
Two weeks away from the North-South game too.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then South playing well. They've got to bounce back. See how they bounce back. Now I did not see them on our schedule of games here, South Laurel. That is. But I may very well have overlooked it. But
they're at Southwestern, or they play Southwestern. I'm not sure where it's at. I think they play Pulaski Southwest tonight.
Oh yeah, there it is. I'm sorry, it's on my third page. No wonder I didn't see it. Southwestern at South Laurel. You're exactly right. But Paducah Tillman at Warren East. I don't think that's probably going to be much of a game for the Blue Tornado. They're pretty well loaded.
They got the leading passer in the state, or one of the two. Mason Griffith at South Laurel was leading. Then the kid at Paducah passed him, and they've been back and forth all year as the top two passers in the state of Kentucky.
You mentioned Perry County Central. They're at Harlan County tonight. That will be interesting.
Yeah, I think Perry will win that game. After what I saw last week with Harlan, they're down. The quarterback's hurt. As we spoke with the people in the press box, they're having a pretty tough time trying to rebound from that. Perry handled Whitley pretty decisively, so they'll be a little better opponent than what Whitley's been tonight. And again, no disrespect to Whitley. Some years you have good teams, some years it falls apart for whatever reason, whether it's injuries or you have a couple guys that decide not to play or whatever the reason. But Whitley's been much better than this, and they'll be better with Coach Matt Reimer.
I would agree 100%. Pulaski County, North Laurel, you already talked about that, 27-14 lead at the half for Pulaski County. Ryle at Great Crossing. That's an interesting game to me. Ryle is a hard-nosed football team. They've played everybody tough this year. I've watched their scores. They're playing at Great Crossing, a place that we have to go in 2 weeks.
Well, Northern Kentucky has really good football. Sometimes them guys seem to drift across the river there and end up on some of those teams, and they're pretty good. They play up there with Cub Calf, Newport Calf. Again, Ryle a few years ago made it all the way out. I think to the semis. Great Crossing, a big school, is going to be our last opponent, and I think it'll be tough.
All right, we're going to send it down to the field to Ariana. She's got Coach Sammons here at the break. To you, Ariana.
Hey, Coach, that was a great first half with a 43-point lead. How are you feeling right now?
Just got to focus on getting better, playing clean football and being disciplined.
What do you want to see more of from your Red Hounds in the second half?
Focus, playing together, and just discipline and no stupid penalties and execution.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thanks, Ariana. Again, it's kind of a tough ask of the coach here at halftime. You're 43-0. But again, I think his point is that we had a couple drives there where we were kind of flat, and but again, we were in at least to my untrained eye, we were in the same set the entire night. Two wide receivers to each side, and Stevens alternated on either side of the quarterback, and then Mason working out the shotgun all night long. So clearly not showing a whole lot of variety tonight, being able to win with whatever they're doing. But I do expect Corbin to come out and maybe play the starters again for a few more minutes.
Well, I think Coach Simmons had the spot-on answer. You can't lose your focus, and I felt like that's what happened. We even made light of it during that stretch. It would seem like we lost our focus and was getting a little careless, and you got to get back to, being sharp, being solid. You don't want to get anybody hurt. I look for the starters to come back out and at least get another series to go, okay, we clean that up and then maybe start subbing them.
Yeah, I don't think at this point in time Coach Sams is playing the scoreboard. It's pretty clear he's going to win the game, but I think there's some actual strategy on the field that he wants to see happen here tonight. Two games we didn't get to go over. Let's finish this up because we said we would mainly. Southwestern and South Laurel. You mentioned the game. Who do you like in that game?
I like South Laurel on that one. I think their passing game will be just a little too much. Although Pulaski Southwest has played good football over there for quite some time, but I like South Laurel.
And lastly, I think a game I'm interested in, Williamsburg, coached by Jerry Heron at Middlesboro.
Yeah, as much as I like Coach Herron and Williamsburg Yellow Jackets and the job he's done there, I just think Middlesboro will be too much for them.
And again, Middlesboro is kind of flying under that radar again. They made a pretty good run there a couple years ago, and a really good coach, Larry French, I guess is his name over there. And
yes.
And it's from what I understand, they're getting primed and playing well here down the stretch. Also, Corbin on top, 43-0. Both teams out of the locker room, going through their paces here, trying to get warmed back up and loose again after an extended homecoming halftime. But,
and we do apologize, Dave. We didn't get the halftime queen's name, the homecoming queen. We'd like to get that. If anybody knows her name, please text us to us.
Well, I think Ariana's down on the field, and I believe she's listening to us. So maybe before she comes back up here, she can relay that information.
That'd be great.
To us. We'd love to know. Get her name on the radio. I'd like to remind everybody in the morning we'll be back on the radio with the water cooler in the morning, 9 o'clock, 9 to 10. We'll be talking to Coach Sammons in the first half of our show, and then we'll kind of recap the games, what actually happened, to see if Burley's prognostication is pretty close to on spot. And then we're going to be able to talk to Athletic Director Tackett Wilson from Corbin High School, and he's going to kind of get us caught up with all the other sports going on this time of year, and there's a lot going on. So.
Well, I'm going to be perfect on my predictions because everybody's going to forget what I said, and I'm going to claim it's just how I said it.
I know the way you do business. Hey, listen, I knew that. I knew that before you said it.
I didn't need to tell you that.
I've argued with you for 50 years.
I didn't need to tell you that.
I've yet to win one. Yeah. So it looks like Whitley's going to receive the second half kickoff. And one thing we did not get clarified, we'll ask Tackett this tomorrow, Coach. If once you get into that mode where the clock is running, if they should get if the team behind should get that lead down under 35, does it keep on running? I do believe it does, but we'll find that out tomorrow.
Well, we've got the right guy to give us that clarification because he'll know it.
Well, he was an outstanding football official and a basketball official for many years before he got into the AD business. But
well, he's been a good athletic director.
Yeah, Tackett's pretty good at whatever he does. He's solid. Witherington's got it teed up at the 40.
That's Witherington. He may be the leading scorer tonight.
He's getting a lot of opportunity. Well, he seems like he's got his groove back now. He has boomed those extra points through. Deep Parker waiting back about the 3-yard line. And Witherington has kicked it deep most of the night tonight. He lets this one go. This is a long line drive as well. Is going to hit and bounce into the end zone. Good play that time by Parker. He started to try to field that at the 1-yard line, and it was bounding end over end. He let it go into the end zone. They'll take over first down and 10 from the 20.
Well, if you're Whitley, you want to find something that you can do pretty good. They've not seen a lot of bright spots, so hopefully they can at least put together somewhat of a drive here to encourage their kids to keep fighting.
But, you look out on the field, and you're exactly right, though. Corbin came back out with their starters. And I think they're going to play a series or two here, mainly because they didn't play very much last week.
Yeah.
Probably not going to play a great deal next week, although it will be much more competitive than we've had the last couple of weeks. But there's such a thing as practice shape and game shape. Wilson, the quarterback, he steps up under center, leaves it off with the first back through. That may be Curitan, taking Corbin tacklers with him all the way out to the 25-yard line. Good run by that young man, gain of 5.
Pretty nice little game. Yeah, the fact that the starters are back in the game has nothing to do with the score of the game. I think it has to do with the fact that, it's getting playoff time. You've got to be in playoff shape. You've got to have the right timing. You've got to get some reps. So it has more to do with that than it does the score.
Yeah, if you're Corbin right now, what you want to do more than anything, I think, is play full speed. You don't want to go half speed. That's when injuries occur, and that's when you get lackadaisical and you don't play nearly as sharp as you'd like to. But I think you need to pin your ears back and get after them and finish this thing off. Second down and 6 for Whitley County, working from their 24. Wilson moves up under center. And this play's blown dead just prior to the snap.
It's like it's offsides on us, on the Red Hounds.
Knock on wood, we've not seen many penalties tonight against Corbin, and that's been kind of an Achilles heel for the Hounds this year, inopportune times as well.
Yeah, I mean, it might have cost us a game at Pulaski. We had some really bad timing for those penalties. I mean, you're going to get some penalties. Anytime you're playing really aggressive, you can't help but get a penalty or two, but you can't let it be the norm.
Yeah, we saw some inopportune times in the Johnson Central game as well. Second down and 2 after the penalty is assessed against Corbin. Wilson moves up under center again. Leaves it off first back through, running very hard, but not much room at all as Parker again. He's stretches it out maybe to the 30, gain of 2. It's going to be close to first down, and that will move the chains. I think a pretty friendly spot there by the official because Parker still hasn't got to the 20-yard to the 30-yard line.
Malachi Brown.
He got up limping.
On the stop. Yeah, I think for Whitley, the question is how much longer you go with him.
Yeah.
Because he's your bread and butter down the stretch.
Clock running, 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Corbin on top 43-0. Whitley working with the first down and 10 from their own 30. Wilson moves up under center. Takes a snap, leaves it off on a quick hitter right up the gut to the fullback, and maybe Curitan again. And he's going to get out over the 30, maybe the 32. Eli Petrosky, that initial hit.
Jackson Marlowe also getting his second start. Malachi Zachary, I haven't seen or heard. I keep looking for him on the sideline, but I don't see him.
Maybe in the booth, Coach.
He could be.
He was at Harlan, right?
Yeah, we want him to get back healthy. He can help us, and he's only a sophomore, going to be a nice player.
Second and 8 for Whitley County. 8 minutes and counting to go in the third. Wilson takes it, leaves it off first back through. No running room whatsoever. Hit it stacked up just over the 32-yard line was the Whitley County ball carrier. No gain on the play. 3rd and 8 now for the Colonels.
Max Farmer, a senior for the Red Hounds on stop. Tyson Blaylock in the game. No, excuse me, he's not. He went out. Max Farmer, Petrosky, Malachi Brown, Josh Goins up front. The corners are still Thomas and Britton. Free safety is still E-step linebackers Cox, Mahan, Persons, and Marlowe.
And Marlowe wearing number 3. That's not what he's listed as in the on the roster, but that is Jackson. Handoff straight up the gut. Curitan again. Not much running room as he bangs out to maybe the 33. Gain of about a yard on the play. Goins in on that hit. Well, he is disruptive in there, Coach. He's a nice player. I'll tell you what, he's a solid. Was he listed at 290?
Listed at 290, and I saw him down at practice, and he's every bit of 6'1". When you're 290, sometimes you can't tell how tall you are. When you're thin, you can kind of – I mean, he's a big, strong kid.
Well, he was staying next to Eli a few minutes ago, and he looked maybe just a couple inches shorter than Eli. And Eli's a solid 6'4", 6'5". Whitley County punt on the way, and Thomas moves out of the way, lets it roll down the sideline, takes a nice kernel bounce all the way to the 34-yard line of Corbin. And again, nice punt that time by Parker. And he's limping a little bit, Coach. He got banged up a little bit just prior to that punt.
Well, he's took some punishment. He's kind of been a one-man show for the Colonels. Corbin back with their starters on offense, and again, I think this will be the last series we see them. But
Mason's got a lot of passing yards tonight. We've thrown it on probably 75% of the plays, and then the rest of the yards, Stevens carrying it. He's had a nice game. Probably carried it 10 times, but he's well over 100 yards, I would suspect. Same set they've been in all night. Well, actually a different set. Now they have backs on either side of Mason. Give it to the second one through. Person right side, gets off tackles, got some room, gets around the corner. He's to the 50. He's into Whitley County territory, down the 40, down the sideline, chased out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Person, big gainer that time. He's all the way down to the, looks like the 35 that time, about a 31-yard gain.
He's got another gear, Trey Persons does, and he's only a junior.
Yeah, I like to see him get the ball a little more. I think he's a hidden gem. He's going to stay in there, and Sam is now working out the shotgun with Person and Stevens on either side. This time they give it to Stevens straight up the gut. Big hole. He's into the secondary as well. He's going to be tracked down at the 20, maybe the 19-yard line.
Cole's going to be well over 100 tonight, Dave.
That's 19 yards right there on that little jaunt.
He has really nice feet. In the hole, it gets pretty crowded in there. It's sometimes you want to get on the ground, but not him. He cuts with full speed.
Two wide outs to the right side. E-step, Thomas, Britton to the left. They're going to give it off to Person. Tries the right side again, the short side of the field. Makes a couple guys miss. Sheds a tackler at the 5. Still on his feet. Angles for the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin. Good run that time by Person. He just slapped a couple kids down that time and with the big stiff arm and walked into the end zone.
I wouldn't be. I don't know who our fastest guy on the team, but I'm not surprised if it's not him. He runs with authority and speed.
Let me tell you something. A game like this is good for him. I think the only thing that Trey lacks is maybe a little bit of confidence in himself because I believe he's a lot better player than he believes he is.
Yeah, I think you made an excellent point. Then this is the kind of game you might get a kid going like that, and you go, that's just the medicine we needed.
Extra point attempt on the way, and it is no good. And I did not see the ball. It was may have been partially blocked, but at any rate, Corbin, 49-0 lead here. 3:32 to go. Clock continues to run in a fast-moving third quarter. But back to your point, and I do think that Person is one of those kids that is going to get better the more and more he plays. He's in a crowded backfield right now. You got the Akins kid. You got Stevens, but he can do a little something that some of those guys don't do. He's gotten a little more power, I think, than maybe those other guys.
Well, he's a little bigger.
Probably another 20, 25 pounds.
Yeah, he's a little bigger. I mean, he's like I think I said it on the run. He runs with some authority, and I think he's that guy that when it's 3rd and 3, that he can get you that tough 3.
Well, and again, I like the way he's running tonight. He's certainly running with a lot of confidence, and I think you make a good point too, though. The fact that the order in which these games came, the 3 district games, all games that Corbin's going to be heavily favored in, but playing probably the best team of the 3 last, being Perry Central, I think that's going to probably predicate Corbin playing a little more with their starters tonight in this game because they know they're going to have a little more of a test next week because really you made a good point going back looking at the scores. I think it's 49-0. Perry County Central beat Whitley, so similar fashion.
Perry County will be a little better opponent. When the year started, though, I honestly thought it would be Whitley, Harlan County, Perry Central would be, if I staggered them on who our best opponents would have been.
Yeah, I agree. But that's not the way it's played out thus far. Witherton's kickoff is going to be a high short one taken on the run by Parker at the 10. Starts up the left sideline, steps through a couple tackles, and then will be forced out of bounds at about the 25.
Again, good coverage by Corbin.
Whitley will take over. Clock continues to run. 1:45 to go. Corbin on top, 49-0.
Still with our starters. And I know that Coach Salmons, when we talk to him tomorrow, at some points you got to play. I mean, it's the time of year where you got to play some snaps.
And Bryson Hopkins on the field. Now, he's been in and out, and he plays a lot with the starters, but he will be starting off this series. Also 48 in there for Corbin. That is Luke Hatfield. But, it'll be interesting to talk to Coach tomorrow to kind of see what his thoughts are. I think there have been times tonight that Corbin has lost her focus, but in a game like this, you have to kind of expect that. But certainly the outcome is very good. Handoff straight up the gut for Whitley. Running hard there is Curitan again. He lowers his head and gets out over the 25, maybe the 27-yard line.
Corbin coming with some subs now. That time Bryson Hopkins came in the game. Bryson only a freshman.
Another freshman on the field is Marlowe there. Trying to see who's on that far end. Who's 22 there, Coach? In there.
That's Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton Henderson.
Dalton Hendrickson. He's only a sophomore, so kind of subbing down somewhat.
Yeah, Henderson in there, and Tate Cox still in there at that other end as well. This should be the last play of the third quarter as Wilson takes it, leaves it with the second back through, running into the secondary. That's a nice run that time. He all the way into Corbin territory down to the 45-yard line. Parker. He was one tackle from taking that one to the house.
Did you see his front end speed?
Yes, I
after
did.
he cleared the line?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, as soon as Corbin stepped down, you can see that this kid's is a player.
He's a really nice football player.
That will bring to a close the third quarter of play. They will take a short break, so we will as well. Corbin leads at 49-0 after 3. We'll be right back. Stick around. You're listening to Red Down Football on T107.
Ready to start the fun? Honda CRF Trail Bike lineup is built for riders of all ages and sizes. Start small with the beginner-friendly CRF 50F, step up to the electric start 110F, or go bigger with the CRF 125F, available in standard and big wheel versions. They're rugged, reliable, and built for off-road fun. Visit Tri-County Cycle Sales, 8775 US Highway 25 in Corbin, Kentucky today, and get the whole family riding with Honda CRF trail bikes. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda off-road bikes are recommended for riders of appropriate age and skill level.
3 quarters in the books. Corbin on top 49-0. We've got a running clock here. Have had since about midway through the second quarter. And the Red Hounds have still got a few starters on the field, but most of the starters that are on the field are young guys, like Josh Goins, for example. He's still in the game, but he's just a sophomore.
Clay Akins, he came in. He didn't start on defense. Has played, logged a lot of minutes on defense this year, but he's in now. He'll be one of the outside linebackers. Also, number 17, Louis Horvath, my favorite name on the team, a linebacker.
That's a good name. Louis Horvath is a good name, but it's hard to beat Sebastian Witherington. That's just a cool name. It's regal sounding.
He was born to be a kicker.
Hey, yeah, I love it. I mean, it's just a cool name. Just kind of rolls off your tongue. I like it. And listen, he's lived up to his name. He's a great kicker. My guess is he's a pretty good soccer player too. Whitley County football. Wilson with it under center. Leaves it off with Parker straight up the gut. He's going to get it down to the Corbin 40-yard line. Gain of about 3 or 4 maybe. Bring up 2nd and 6.
Got a report in from Coach Wendell Foley. Still 27-14 at the half. Pulaski and North Laurel.
Well, that's valuable. Have Coach Foley on manning the radios for us, keeping us up to date. We really appreciate Wendell.
Hey, today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Wendell Foley. Yeah. Hey, Wendell is a true Red Hound without question.
No doubt about that.
We were talking to Greg Taylor on the water cooler a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned talking about old Red Hounds. He said his favorite Red Hound of all time was Wendell Foley.
Great compliment.
And for the right reasons. He said he absolutely loved it and gave his all every time he played. Handoff up the left side, and that's going to be Parker again. His forward progress probably picked up a couple of yards. They pushed him back. That young man has had a lot of attention tonight.
Yeah, he's going to need an ice bath tomorrow. But I just love his attitude and how he goes at it.
No complaining, no mouthing, nothing. He just plays hard, and he's good. He's a good player.
He's a good player. I mean, most backs would have laid down by now and said, "Man, this you don't need my services in a game like this." But not him. He's still fighting hard.
Corbin on top, 49-0. 10:25 to go with the clock moving here in the fourth. Wilson under center. Double wing set for Whitley County this time. Now they motion out of that. Parker, the lone setback directly behind the quarterback. He's going to take the pitch, works off the right side, tries to turn the corner, breaks a tackle, then will be nailed at about the 35-yard line. I'm trying to pick up that Corbin number, though. That kid came out of nowhere, and he came with an intent on hitting somebody.
I believe that's E-step.
It was E-step.
That's a good open field tackle.
Yeah, he was shot over like a rocket, and
Whitley with a man, looks like a lineman down.
E-step's going to go out of the game. Jack Jackson coming in. A little surprised that Cam was in there, but he made a great open field tackle right there.
Jack's underclassman. Jack is a sophomore. He'll be counted on in the future. He plays on a lot of special teams. We've talked about Jack. He's the son of Brent Jackson.
Good athletic genes there in that whole family. Brent and Terry and Michael. And we got a Whitley County player down. I can't pick up the number. He is being attended to by several Whitley County folks. Looks like a left knee that they're working on maybe, but he is he's still down on the field. Both teams have headed to their sidelines. The clock will stop during this injury timeout. Corbin on top 49-0. Hounds will entertain Perry County Central here at Campbell Field next Friday night, then be on the road for the last regular season game at Great Crossings.
Got another update here for you, Dave. Middlesboro beating Williamsburg 14-0 at the half.
Competitive game. I can't pick up the number on that young man. His jersey's kind of wrinkled, but he's going to get up and leave the field.
It's either 64 or 74.
He's going to leave the field under his own power. And one thing I really wish that the KHSAA or Rye-Herds, whoever that is that does those rosters, they would put those rosters in there numerically instead of alphabetically by name. That's the hardest thing to do is to just, you got number 75 whose name starts with an A. He's the first guy on the list, and then it just doesn't. It's hard to find those kids on there.
Well, you're trying to watch the game, and then you have to look it up too, where you could just automatically go to it.
Yeah, this thing that Ronnie Smith did for us is perfect for Corbin. They're numerically there, and it's laminated. We appreciate Ronnie. He's the voice of the Red Hounds over on the far side there with the PA. Does a great job. Whitley County football, 4th down and 2. Colonel's going for it. Handoff straight up the middle. Close to a first down. It may have been Curitan that banged it straight forward. A quick hitter to the fullback, I should say. They're going to move the chains, and the Colonels will have the first down.
Marlowe, Tyson Blaylock, and also number 22 that just came in the game a few seconds ago, Dalton Henderson, not Hendrickson. We do have a Hendrickson on the team, Easton Hendrickson. He's a defensive lineman, tight end. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the long snapper.
He is the snapper, Burley. You're exactly right. Well, Parker's going to come off the field. And just for my 2 cents worth, I hope they leave him out of the game. I don't want to see that young man get hurt in a game where he's carried it probably 30 times already, and a lot of football left in this season in a 49-0 game. But, again, that's Coach Reimer's decision, not mine. Handoff right side is going to be Curitan again. Caleb Curitan's a big kid, number 18. He packs a wallop. He picked up about 3 yards. They pushed him backwards, but they're going to give him forward progress. Should bring up second about 7, maybe 6.
Everybody on the Corbin defense in on that stop. Another score coming in, David. Perry County 22, Harlan County 8. Still time to go in that one.
I don't know if Harlan's Harlan County's quarterback was going to be back, but I know that kid was everything to them. He was their leading rusher. Obviously, their leading passer was the quarterback, but the leading scorer, had the most touchdowns on the year. He's just and for them to lose him, I think they lost him from the game prior, so they really didn't have him for a game and a half.
Yeah, when you lose your quarterback, it's tough. I was fortunate enough to play on a team that had 2 quarterbacks, Tom Horvath and Brent Freeman, but not a lot of high schools have 2 quarterbacks that are ready to go.
That's a good point. Wilson moves up under center for the Colonels. Takes a quick pitch around the left side. Curitan again's got some room. Turns it up at the 30-yard line. Bowls over a Corbin tackler, a would-be tackler there at about the 25. Takes it down to the 22-yard line. Taking a little frustration out, I believe, there on one of our sophomores.
Yeah, it was Jack Jackson, but I'll tell you what Jack did. He got him.
Yeah, he did.
A couple of Sima boys in the game now. Braxton Sima, son of Anthony and grandson of Julio. And also number 40, Mason Sima. They're in playing defensive tackles now. No, excuse me, Braxton's playing a defensive end. So a lot of new shirts in the game.
7 minutes now to go in the game. Clock has been on fast forward since about midway through the second quarter. Corbin on top 49-0. Perry County Central next week at home. The week after that on the road at Great Crossings, and then we're off to the playoffs. Looking like if Corbin can win out, that they would have an opportunity to have a couple games at home, maybe in the playoffs. Wilson rolling to his right, looks to throw, just has to toss it into the stands over there, basically, and as he was being chased by a couple of Red Hounds.
A little pressure by Braxton Simon made him get rid of it just a little bit early. Some scores coming in. Anything surprise you? The North Laurel Pulaski game still very much could go either way, but I gave North a little bit of a chance, but I thought Pulaski would probably win that one. We'll see how that one goes out.
The Perry Central score surprised me a little bit. I really expected a bit of a wider margin there. And it may yet be that before it's over with. Curitan in the backfield along with Parker. He's back in now. They're going to pitch it to Parker. He's got some blockers out in front, turns the right corner, got some room, makes a couple guys miss, and then gets down to about the 15-yard line. Did I see a flag come in over there? No, I don't think so. I think it's somebody's towel maybe.
No, I'd say Tim Kelly has told his crew if you throw a towel or throw a flag, you're walking back.
Yeah. I would say that it was discussed at halftime that whoever throws the most flags is going to buy dinner.
Well, I've seen Tim eat, so that would be a heavy chore.
That's a good family over there. All the Kellys over there played a lot of different sports over there at Middlesboro. Bill Kelly and John Kelly was a great guy over there too. One of the Kelly brothers, Tim, of course. They're part of the Middlesboro fabric over there. But there's a handoff straight up the middle. Parker again, a gainer of about 5 or 6 yards.
Corbin really has subbed just about all the way down. Aiden King, he's a junior. He's in the game also. He's one of the defensive ends. The free safety is Jack Jackson. And now here's Bryson Hopkins on one corner. The other corner, we'll try to pick him up. I think that's number 20. 30. No. Yeah. Number 84. Ethan Lester. He's a junior.
Wilson up under center. Hands it off right side. Parker again makes a couple guys miss on the hole, then cuts it up at the hash mark down to about the 6-yard line. 4:04 to go. Corbin trying to preserve the shutout. Whitley trying desperately to get on the scoreboard. The starter's still in the game.
Well, you kind of hope that Parker gets in the end zone and gets over 100 tonight. He's a good football player. He's had a good career, and I hope he can stay healthy to finish this thing up this year.
He had a pretty long run there. I want to say that just on sheer volume alone, he's probably close to 100. And I never want anybody to score against Corbin, but if they're going to, I hope this kid gets one in there tonight.
It'd be fitting if he did.
It would be, and I suspect that if this clock doesn't get him, they're going to get it. He's going to get an opportunity. Down to 3 minutes to go, and it continues to run. Pitch out left side. Parker's got it. He's going to turn the corner, makes a guy miss, angles for the end zone. Is going to be hit and dropped right at the goal line. The official says, nope, he got it in. Broke the plane, touchdown, Whitley County, and Parker runs it in from 8 yards out. Good run that time. And again, kind of symbolic of the game he's had. He got hit twice at the 2-yard line and just fought through those guys and got it in the end zone.
And he's beat up pretty good because I'd say he's getting somewhere around 20, 25 carries, and he's been hit very hard and often.
Yeah, 20, 25 carries every game. He's got we had 900 yards coming in this game. He could have went over 1,000 tonight. I think you mentioned that earlier. Curitan on to attempt the extra point.
I'll be surprised if he's not playing a little bit at the next level.
Holders are number 22. I don't have his number. There's the short kick, and that might have been partially blocked, as that one will be no good. And clock will continue to run. 2:20 to go. 49-6. Corbin on top. Just a few minutes left in this one. I'd like to remind everybody to tune in to the water cooler tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock on T1073, and we'll have Coach Salmons on first thing. He'll talk to Coach Foley a little bit about tonight's game, what's upcoming for the Red Hounds, and we're going to talk to Tackett Wilson, athletic director at Corbin High School, about Corbin football, but also going to tap into his knowledge of everything else that's going on, because he keeps up with everything that's what's going on now, what's already over with, and what's getting ready to start. He knows it all.
That'll be at 9 o'clock, not by my design.
Yeah, yeah. That's and I think we really who we have to blame for that's the Kentucky Wildcats, because if Kentucky didn't have all those noon games, we could. And they don't have a noon game tomorrow, but you have to be sure that to get all the 2 hours of pregame in. But now, hey, interesting game tomorrow. Kentucky entertaining Texas. Now I don't give Kentucky much of a chance to win, but here's the thing: every so often, Stoops pulls out a game where he upsets somebody. Now, let me say this. If all the big boys in the SEC, I think Texas might be the most vulnerable, just because I don't think their quarterback is playing quite as good as some of the others.
I'll give Stoops credit. You pointed out. He sometimes can pull one out when you least expect it. And I least expect it tomorrow, so I'm looking for Kentucky to play them really tough.
I think they might. I really do. And it's a 7 o'clock start. That game will be carried by T107. I think it's also on one of the national TV syndicates as well. A short kick had taken on a run there by number 15 for Corbin. And I'm going to get that again.
That's
Man,
Brody Hart.
Brody Hart. Because that kid knows how to run. He got a touchdown in the game last year.
He's going to have a good future here. He's Jeremy Hart's son, who's assistant principal, as you well know Jeremy very well. Jeremy, a pretty good football player in his own right when he was at Corbin.
Number 65, I remember.
Yeah, Jeremy was hard-nosed, and his son looks to be just as hard-nosed.
A good running back, though. That's going to be the last play of the game, as both teams are going to let the time run off of the clock and not try to hurry up and get another play, which I think is a good choice. Corbin's going to win this thing here 49-6 over Whitley County. And again, I'll leave this game with a couple thoughts, Marley. First of all, D. Parker is as good as advertised. He's a nice player. I also think Corbin's getting better. The series that Corbin, the several series that Corbin concentrated, they really ran the ball well. That's what Luke wants to do. I think tonight very vanilla for the Red Hounds. They stayed in the same set, 80% of the time, 2 wideouts to either side, and Stevens in the backfield with Salmons working out of the shotgun. So really, I don't think Corbin tried to do anything special tonight, but they took care of business.
Well, I think they came out and they had the philosophy of we're not going to beat our backs up. Because they just went on the road to Harlan County. Not a tough game, but they got out of the Johnson Central game, which was a very physical game. Perry County's coming in; they're going to be a little better opponent. So I think one of the things they were going to try to do is, hey, let's give Cole some carries enough to keep his timing going. Let's throw the ball. Let's don't show anything for anybody to pick up on and see what happens. I don't. Coaches are hard to fool. We knew we were a heavy favorite, and now after I saw Whitley the first game of the year, I didn't think so, but things went downhill from there. But good philosophy by Corbin. Had one little lull where they got a little bit careless and a little bit sloppy, but homecoming, you're a heavily favored opponent. That's easier said than done to keep your focus.
Yeah, a lot of potential distractions here tonight, but a really good game by Corbin all in all. And again, that's a sign of a good team and a sign of a mature team coming in and taking care of business. Because I can tell you, if they hadn't tackled well, the Parker kid would have broke a couple long ones.
Well, I said that in the open. If you'll remember, if you let him get going, he'll break one, and who knows after that. I like him as a player. I like their coach, Matt Reimer. I think Matt's a fine coach. I think he's a fine human. And I hope that they'll stay with Matt, and I think they will. He told me earlier in the year he had some really good young kids coming from their younger program. But, again, we wish Matt, the Whitley County school system, and the Whitley County football team all the best luck.
Yeah, I would agree. One of my good friends in the education business, John Seiler, superintendent down there, does a good job. He and again, I know he thinks a lot of Matt as well. And Whitley County sports very competitive, very competitive in a lot of areas, and I'm sure Matt will get those kids out. And again, I think that's probably order number one. If you're wishing good things for Matt Reimer, you just hope he gets a lot more kids out because he can coach. He can coach kids. You're going to have some bodies. He's playing in 4A just like we are, and it is the toughest road in my opinion. With the consistency, the top 10. We were looking at the top 10 teams. I mean, anybody in that top 10 in 4A is loaded.
4A, they're tough out. I mean, all you got to do is look at the top teams in the state and how they're ranked, and they're in 4A. So that'll tell you what you need to know. This is the Great Health Bowl, so they're having most valuable player from each team. And it looks like D. Parker and number 20 for Whitley is winning some kind of an award.
Yeah, I think that they do have an offensive and a defensive player from each team. I think 20, and I'm trying to get his name on here, and I'm having a hard time finding it on my roster. This roster is written in the really Braden Stevens maybe and I hope that's right. If I've got the right roster, Braden Stevens and then Parker, the offensive player, obviously the game for Whitley County. And Corbin, they've not announced those yet, I don't guess, but it looks like
Cole Stevens is probably, he's going to be the offensive player because he doesn't play defense, and they have not announced the defensive player. And we'll see who
there he is.
It's going to be. Looks like Jackson Marlowe.
Yeah, Jackson Marlowe, freshman. Okay.
good honor for a freshman.
Yes, it is. Hey, well, it's hard to argue either one of those guys. Marlowe came in and gave Corbin a spark, I thought, last week. He's a kid that he does not play like a freshman, Burley.
He gets about 20 pounds on him. He and Josh Gomes are going to be hard to handle inside.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun team down the road, and again, it's going to be a fun team the rest of this year as well. I think this team is really maturing, and again, did not get beaten down by the tough early schedule. I think it beat the fans down more than it did the players.
Yeah, well, that happens a little bit around here.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, would you agree with that?
Yes, yeah.
But I think maybe this is going to be something that the players can kind of turn the tables and get everybody's confidence back where it needs to be. But Corbin winner tonight, improving their record to 5-3 on the year. 49-6. A winner over Whitley County. Whitley drops to 1-7 on the year, but Corbin will have Perry County Central coming in next week. Be a little bit tougher game. They handled this Whitley County team by about the same score, 49-0, and so it's going to be interesting, Coach, to see that game. And then on the road to Great Crossings, I want to see the score between Great Crossings and Ryle. That's going to give us a pretty good barometer at this time of the year as to how good the Great Crossings is, because Ryle's a good football team.
I just got another score in from Wendell. Looks like Pulaski's pulling away from North a little bit now, 35-14.
Okay, well, there you go. And again, that would if that score holds up, that will only be the second loss of the year for North Laurel. The only other loss they have so far this year is to Corbin. So, again, we're going to wrap things up from here and make a quick exit. I'd like to remind everybody to tune into the Water Cooler in the morning. We'll be on the air from 9 till 10 from the T107 studios. Have Coach Sammons on about the first 30 minutes of the show. We'll have Athletic Director Tackett Wilson on in the second half of the show. We'll get you caught up on everything that went on throughout the Commonwealth this evening and everything that's coming up next week. So, Bernie, any closing thoughts?
No, it was really a good night for Corbin. It was homecoming. Big win, big district win, and that's what's most important. I mean, you can talk about the Frederick Douglass game or whatever game you want to talk about, but the games you need to talk about and you need to focus on are Harlan County, Whitley County, and Perry County. We got one more to take care of, and then we'll get to play hopefully a momentum game at Great Crossing. If we could happen to win that one and win next week, then we'll go into the playoffs, I think, in a pretty good place, because even though we suffered 3 losses early in the year, if you look in the top 25 in the state, 2 of those losses are in the top 15 and 1 of them in the top 20.
Well, that's a good way to put it. And I think if you had talked to just about any fan prior to the year starting, not the coaches or the players, but if you just told them we had a chance to finish 7-3 on the season with the schedule we played, everybody would have probably signed up for that. But again, another thing tonight, the induction of the 4th annual Hall of Honor for Corbin. Kim and Lisa Cleary going in tonight. Certainly, they don't need any explanation. Anybody that's from around Corbin, anybody in the Tri-County area knows the benevolence of the Clearys and what they've done for this community. Greg Daniels, veterinarian extraordinaire, was the president of a couple colleges, veterinary schools, and just a leader in a lot of different areas. Going in as well as Ann Hacker, teacher extraordinaire, and had the dubious duty of trying to teach you and I, Coach, way back in the day. So she deserved to go in just for that alone.
They might need to give her the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, hey, let me tell you something. There was no nonsense in that classroom. We were known for a little nonsense, and there was none in that classroom. But she did it with love, and I do remember her telling us and always being so encouraging, talking to us about things. She was really big on memorization. I remember having to memorize, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, all 120 counties and the county seats. But she was really big on that, and I think those kind of things are lost arts sometimes in education. But she was a good one. But again, that's going to wrap things up from here. Appreciate James back at the station doing a great job. Appreciate all the Eubank crew, Derek and Patty being here helping us out at every game. And Coach, thanks to you and. For everybody else, we certainly appreciate you listening in as well. We'll be right back at it again in the morning. So stick around, or come back, I should say, in the morning. We'll try to get you caught up on what's going on and stay behind these kids. There's a lot of good football left, Coach, and I think they're kind of rounding into shape.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, that'll wrap things from here. Thanks for listening, everybody. Good night.
Dispatch. I will be stopping a high-speed reckless driver en route from Smoky Bear's